from downtown.
He's heating up.
He's heating up. He's on fire.
Is it the shoes?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Tuesday show. I'm Ultra David.
What's up? Say Jam.
Tasty Steve.
And jchensor. How's everybody going?
Alright, so we have several topics to talk about today. One of them is going to be sort of about Mango. It's kind of inspired by that. And we're going to talk about the fact that Daily Dot Esports apparently is defunct.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about event results, because there were a bunch. And there were some good ones. And we're going to talk about etc. Oh, the KI patch.
KI patch, yeah.
Definitely progress. Talk about maybe Yurian a little bit.
Ah.
And etc. as I said. So, you want to start out with this?
I changed it to
When to
when
ban.
to ban.
Yeah,
When to
yeah.
ban.
So, allegations today, starting last night, from Mango's girlfriend that there has been domestic violence a long time and serious in that relationship.
Right.
And we're not going to comment on the veracity of any of that. We don't know. But we thought that it would be good to talk about as sort of a general thing. When should somebody be banned from our scenes?
Right.
Under what circumstances should somebody be banned from our scenes? The things that he is alleged to have done, you know, they're not like at a tournament necessarily.
Right.
They're not like directly related to the purpose of why we get together, that is video games. So I don't know, I guess I would just kind of have a conversation about when to nevertheless ban somebody.
Yeah, it's sort of like a weird, it's really hard to make a call, I think, on it. It's not a really easy topic to figure out because it's like you mentioned, it's not like it's happening at a tournament. Like if someone is doing this kind of stuff at a tournament, it's pretty clear like you don't want this person at a tournament.
I mean, that has happened.
Right.
So those people have been banned.
Right.
Not every
exactly.
time, but they have been banned.
A lot of them have, yeah. So it's one of those situations where it's like it's happening outside of tournaments, and like do tournaments ban players like this? Like it's hard to say, and like you know you got to imagine some tournaments might get flack if some tournaments start to ban a player and others don't, and especially I think it's a bit weird in this case because it's like it's a Smash thing and like they have he's one of the gods
For sure.
right, so it's like he is one of the most worshipped players. So it's like sort of like you can imagine the outrage if a tournament does that and they're like, he is one of the gods. He means more than the air I breathe. Why would you dare ban him from events?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a weird spot. But you brought up a good point about it.
So, we slightly touched on this earlier. I feel like there's multiple things to look at, and like I said, once again, not saying in the voice of for or it should be okay. Just saying like if we are truly esports, if Smash considers itself esports, or we consider ourselves esports, it doesn't make a difference. When does the accountability carry over to what you do for a living? When is it okay to say, hey, you are accountable for what you do on and off as a representation of a brand, regardless of how loosely or how tightly knit it is. That's up for grabs. As well as you have to remember, Smash Brothers is a very kid-centric game. Like that game is not, in all honesty, it's Mario, it's Link, it's Jigglypuff. The audience that's typically around that game is a little younger.
Yeah, I mean, when we had D1 and Tapo on, they said that there tend to be younger people
That's
at
what I mean.
Smash events. Right. Like that.
So if you take that into account, then you have to ask yourself, and as well as the community that you surround yourself with, when is it in line? When is it a clear-cut reason and or purpose behind somebody being able to attend or being fined, like other sports do, as you brought up, being fined? One, we don't have a governing body to decide that. Two, when is it okay to say they can't come to events anymore? Three, is that even our business to say they can or can't come to an event anymore?
I think that's a pretty successfent list of questions.
I mean, but the thing is, just like you said, in regular sports nowadays, if someone does something like that, it's kind of a reflection on your scene,
very much
right?
so.
And Smash, and you know, the one thing that I do not want to see, though, is I don't want it to be like, but it's Mango, so should we do it? Like that's hopefully that'll never happen.
For sure.
If it turns out that the allegations are true, and again, we do not know the veracity of any situation, but if it turns out that they are true, I mean, hopefully the Smash team does do something, like ban for a year or
Right.
something like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's going to hurt because Mango's one of the most popular players. He's like the people's champion of Smash. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We can't let that affect our judgment, our opinion. Not judgment, I should say. The results.
Right.
You know, the I can't think of the word.
Because there's been sports stars with bigger followings
Yeah.
who have done stuff and been fine. And also, I'm really interested to see what C9 does about this whole situation, right? Because they're his sponsor.
That's true.
And
That's
like
true.
what their punishment is and what they decide to do about it. But yeah, it's a real interesting scenario, and I hope you both are right when you bring up the whole sports talk and about how, you know, like it represents them and their teammates and their organization and like the game they play and everything.
All of that.
Right.
I guess
So
that's true,
I
yeah.
hope that it doesn't turn into one of those scenarios where like because it's him he gets away with something.
Yeah, I mean,
It can't do that.
Curly W says in the chat, like Mango's not just one of the most; he's by far the most popular player. And you know what? Hopefully, with the decision that's made, that has no effect. Like that's what I'm hoping for. That like no one takes that into account.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to come into account on either side, whether by making it less likely to punish him, or you make sure you want to punish him because he's
Right.
somebody who's well known and you like want to stamp it out. Yeah, hopefully there's some partiality.
So my question for you, David, is that something that carries weight in a contract? If somebody was like, "Hey, here's a contract," I feel like you would have to be very clear in saying, "Oh, you're representing us at
Yeah.
this," you know, like
Sure.
that would have to be in a contract, right?
That definitely is
See?
in esports contracts. Yeah, esports contracts almost always have what's called a morality clause.
Yeah.
And in morality clause, if you do something that casts a negative light on the brand in some significant way, I mean, sometimes it's defined, but sometimes it's kind of let a little bit loose. Certainly, I think this would fit. Then typically, the team owner or the sponsor or whoever it is retains the right to cancel the contract or to forego wages or whatever. Like there's some penalty that can be triggered. That's really common. It's not just in esports, but it's in entertainment and sports too.
Yeah.
So it's all over the place. But like, do you guys think that it's like legitimate to ban somebody for something that happened not in a tournament, not related to games? Is that like a legitimate idea to you?
I mean, let's talk about, for example, Dark Prince situation. That's a little bit of an extreme, but he pulled a knife on somebody, and it's still physical violence, right? So he pulled a knife on somebody, and he got banned from Evo. You know,
Right.
and I don't feel like that has to happen at an event. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if someone has that kind of tendencies and someone does something like that, you know, obviously we have no governing body, so we can't ban. So it might be a tournament by tournament basis on whether or not something
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
There's no governing thing. I mean, when Noel was around, I think that didn't CPT ban him just in general.
Yeah,
just Canada.
CBT banned him first, and then a lot of other groups.
Okay,
followed
there you go.
suit.
So like that's kind of a governing thing in that it has input in what other tournaments say, but
Smash doesn't have that.
Smash doesn't really have.
So it would have to be tournament by tournament by tournament by tournament doing it, right? It wouldn't, because it had to be whatever their majors are or locals or
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
instead. But yeah, I think you're right. If it's one of those things where like someone has violence or something like that, or there's issues that they present that could threaten people at an event, then surely even if it's outside video games, it's worth banning someone for it. It's certainly worth talking about. Obviously, we don't know if any of them are true or
Right,
any of the
right,
allegations
right.
are true.
But
Just theoretically, right?
Right. If it is true, let's just say that let's not even talk about this case. If there is a case where a player is known for domestic violence, I mean, it's not something to really make jokes about. It's a very serious problem, and you need to punish somebody for doing something like that, and especially because you just don't want a person like that representing your scene. Now, obviously, there's going to be hundreds of cases in the FGC where we have no idea where any of this is happening, right? Because that's just the nature.
Yeah, I'm
of
sure
how it
that there
works.
are many people out there who have domestic violence issues. And it's, you don't know. you
Right,
know?
exactly. But if it is proven to be true and it is known, then I do think that there should be something to it, even if it's outside of an event.
So I'm uncomfortable with the idea of a private group using sort of extra or non-legal processes to deal with somebody. That I don't like that idea.
Right.
Okay. Obviously, I'm a lawyer. I like the law, not laws. Okay, it's important to distinguish. Laws can suck. Laws can be terrible. There's a lot of those. But the law, I believe in life.
The idea itself.
The idea itself, yeah. So I don't like it. I don't like the idea of like a private group doing that. But I also think that there are some situations where law is really, really weak. Laws are really weak. It's hard to trust them. It's hard to trust them to work. And this is one of those situations where it's really tough to trust the legal system to work because it just so often screws it up. So in that kind of situation where like law isn't really what I feel it should be, I want to obviously work to change that. But in the meantime, if somebody did the thing, then I think that there has to be some kind of extra punishment because I don't want to also. I'm not so sort of blindly in love with law that I want to have nothing else.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that is what I want, but in the real world, that's not how it works. So while it's not how it works, we should also have other stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a sucky position where I don't like it, but I feel like it should happen.
Okay.
You know, while we need it to happen, it should happen. And this is one of those cases where it should happen. I mean, of course, there should be similar ideas as are used in the legal system, right? Presumption of innocence, all that kind of stuff is super important. But again, assuming, or not even assuming, if it's the case that these things are true, then I think that there should be some punishment. Yeah, even though it's not in the game, even though it's not at a tournament, I don't want people to get away with that stuff, and I don't trust other ways of trying to deal with that. So this is the one that I can help engage with. So that's all I got.
Muffin Man asks, if there was a governing body, should it uphold the sponsorship regulations or create its own?
Say that again?
So the way that he asked it was, if there was a governing body, should it uphold the sponsorship regulations or create its own?
What do you mean sponsorship regulations?
So I think he's saying if one overlaps or eclipses the other, which one should?
So if there's a governing body and they want to make a ruling about a player, and then his sponsor makes a ruling, is that what we're saying? Like his sponsor says this is what needs to go down. Do they bend their will to that? I don't know.
I mean, if Daryl wants to clarify the question a little bit more.
For sure.
I don't know. I'm curious to see. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be figured out first before anything happens, right? Like whether it's all true or not. See what C9 does. See what Mango says. See a lot of things first.
And again, it's always dangerous. We've always kind of. I think all four of us have always kind of been pro no central government anyway. In the fighting game community. So. I don't know, but maybe it'll be heading in that direction. So.
Yeah, I mean, especially as the concerns that you bring up grow, there's probably going to be sort of push to, better deal with these things. And I don't know if it's escapable. It might just be like an inevitable sort of funneling toward it.
2020 governing body of the FGC, Tasty Jam. Your vote matters. Every Thursday will be a thick Asian Thursday.
You can't run for president.
Hey, this is a new governing body we're making. When we get elected, I'll change the rules.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It does kind of roll back. We've actually touched on this kind of lightly throughout the episodes where it comes to the point of who answers to who, as well as, and I said this before when it comes to the fighting game community. Mostly core like Street Fighter, stuff like that. A lot of the things that happen are kind of they're done unanimously. Whether it be something as far as a round count or a match count or what's going to end the set, or somebody potentially or might being banned. I mean, look at the whole Noel situation. That's kind of how it's a snowball. It's a snowball effect. And I feel like we're definitely going to get to that point to where when everybody involved with what we do will not have the utmost, the purest lifestyle. So if anything happens to the point where someone's getting called on it, there's still going to be an instance of which we might be able to handle it because we come across it before, but chances are we might not have come across it before, and who are we to say? It's definitely a kind of touch-and-go situation, and I do agree. I agree with exactly what you said. It's one of those things something has to be done about. Once again, all these accusations are hearsay, and we don't know right now.
Yeah.
But it's just a fact of it.
Interesting topic.
I don't want somebody around who has been doing those things. I don't want even aside from the sponsorship issue, which is obviously a big concern. I want to try to dissuade people from doing that stuff. Maybe that's impossible. So if I can't do that, I just don't really want to be around.
Right? No, I agree.
Yep. Steve and I had a pretty similar conversation about somebody today. So, yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. You know, who is it? Can't really read from that far. GTO Akira maybe says that is Twitter the best place to talk about this stuff? Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
but
definitely not.
Like that is where it takes place.
Yeah, I would just say that's just kind of
It's
where
no
it
different
happens
than
these
people
days.
putting
Like
it on
it's
Facebook.
2016. Like
Yeah.
I feel like, the
It's just
majority
where it
of,
is.
like, there's no central place where people meet. It's like kind of Twitter exists.
Yeah, and not only
Yeah,
that,
right.
but
Internet
but-
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Internet hangouts.
Yeah.
and the fighting game community just is in particular. Like I've heard a lot of different groups being like, oh, Twitter's not that useful anymore. But for the fighting game community, I feel like that's where we live.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
I also think Twitter is just useful.
yeah. I do
Ditto.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as you want to
I get tagged every day.
Yeah, I get-
Overwatch FGC friends. What are we doing? That's super useful.
Yeah. I mean, dude, seriously, like all the FGC
I'm
people.
always out when I get tagged too. I'm like,
It's
I know,
easier.
I know.
It's easier to contact people on Twitter. Like I texted
Yeah.
somebody and like no response.
I know.
message them
Tweet
on
them,
Twitter.
and then all of a sudden you get the response from them. So
I've been there too.
yeah.
We all exist on Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So
It's a really easy
like,
way to get
the
contact
question.
with me.
Question like should is probably not as relevant as just the fact that it is. It's the same. It's the same kind of question as like, is it legit, or should it be legit to ban somebody for doing things that are outside of the tournaments and whatever? You just have to consider the reality of it. Sometimes you can't trust the way that the legal system
Especially
is.
because
you have
the
to do
FGC
things differently.
It's funny because like these are always the new stuff that gets out there. So there's just this reputation of fighting game community that we're just a bunch of mean jerks and thugs and everything like that, right? And then every time a company, like an outside company, not the FGC, works with us, they're always like, oh my god, the FGC is like really cool. Why is it that like you have this reputation? You guys are super cool.
Because we got this
That's
crazy
happened a
stigma
lot.
attached to a lot of the community about just really. There's been a lot of instances over the past like 6-7 years where the fighting game community was pointed to negatively, not positively. So it's like if anything comes out
It
of
makes
the
for a
war,
better story.
there it
always
is.
makes for a better
That's how
story.
it works. You'll never hear about the good stuff.
Oh, of course.
You're always gonna hear about the bad
Yeah, of
stuff.
course.
Yeah. Let's see. Right. Yeah. Again, we haven't and are trying not to commentate on whether these allegations are true.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, that's sort of why
We have no idea.
We're
Yeah.
speaking on principle alone.
Yeah, it's like
Yes,
a
yes.
general question that's been sort of brought up by these allegations.
Yeah, we're not saying should Mango
Bans.
be banned or not. It's like
Yeah.
when should a player be banned
Right.
if something happens, right? It's not about him in particular.
Dude, I remember in school, when we were in school, and this might be a little bit different, but
All right, hit me with
it says, if you got off the school bus and went and got into a fight, you could get suspended at school.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was a real thing. So for me, I feel like it's one and the same in all honesty.
Yeah.
So
That-
once
that
I
kind of
heard it, I
stuff.
was like, oh, he's gonna get back to school. He's gonna have detention. Like that's it, dude. Everybody knows he's gonna get back to the teachers via Twitter, and you're gonna get suspended.
No, that kind of stuff happens all the time now. Like people are real jerks to each other online and they get in trouble at school.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
what
is
happens.
like that. Yeah, I see stories about it on the news all the time.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
So
I also, when I was in high school, there was actually like Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff.
are you serious?
You guys are all
That's
like
so weird.
back then. You guys carved into stone tablets and everything, and
I
all that
carved
kind
it
of stuff.
into a tree.
Yeah.
Left it for my friends.
It's probably still there.
A meeting tree,
Yeah.
Dude, when I was
Make a
going
message.
But that was like a
Initial.
thing. I remember getting a test and being like, I know all the answers but this one. Hey, can I go to the bathroom? And I just go to the bathroom and I pull up my phone. And I'm
That
like,
is crazy how that
how
works.
do I
to me.
answer this question?
Like, as a
I'm like,
person
oh, duh.
I can't wrap my head around
Dude.
having
And
a
I go
cell
back to
phone in
class
school.
and I write out my answer.
I thought that it was the height of technology when in college we had programmable calculators,
Yeah,
the TI-83s or whatever.
Right, and you could write in the formulas and
And
stuff.
we were allowed to. We were like allowed to take in notes, and I was like, dang, like I have like digital notes like in class.
Yeah,
I was like, this is the height of tech.
yeah.
You know how much paper
I did
is
good
being
old-
saved right now?
I did good
Like, I'm just saying,
old-fashioned
man.
cheating sometimes. But mostly just digital cheating, you know?
It's weird how, like, because, I mean, as a teacher, can you really like, no, you can't go to the bathroom?
Well, I'll
you
tell
know
you,
what I
they're
mean?
gonna
tell me no,
yeah,
or-
they can't.
I would have got a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 on the test if you told me no.
Confirmed cheater say
Yeah,
jump
but
over here.
fine.
when I took like the bar exam and stuff, this is not that long ago, so all this stuff was all out there. They just said like you can't have your phones. Put your phones on this bin.
Yeah, it's really smart.
Yeah, you had to leave your backpack out in the room or like
Yeah.
wherever you didn't need to bring it in, and you could have like your computer, your laptop, which is what most people took it on. You could write if you wanted to, but
Yeah.
even on top of that, you had to load a program on your computer so that when you started your computer, it like overtook BIOS and you just like
So you
were
couldn't use
on
the
that.
internet and everything?
You couldn't go online. You couldn't go on Windows.
Yep.
You couldn't go on whatever it was.
I'm getting all sorts
Dude,
of cheating technology
so-
in the chat.
oh,
here.
yeah.
Someone actually said like they didn't use their phones, but they would write stuff in the dictionary, and the dictionary would get passed around between the students.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
So when
That is dirtbag.
by the time I hit college, they started collecting phones before tests and stuff like. They started doing that kind of stuff because people were cheating. But yeah, I mean, anyway, moral of the story is if you do dumb stuff outside of high school, you can get in trouble, and banning is hard to figure out, and there's a lot of stuff we don't know, and yeah, we're speaking generally, and it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, I mean, generally, and this is like a particularly gross example, if true. I don't know, like, what the threshold is. Like, how gross does something have to be before the person gets banned from a tournament? Like, your outside life.
Yeah.
Take drugs? Probably not. Like, things like that. At what point? If you kill somebody? Yes, definitely.
Yeah, well,
Where in this do you start banning? I don't really know. But I feel like this would be one of those
I
things.
stole a car, but he gave it back.
Physical
and then,
violence,
you know,
I
it's
think,
like,
is a pretty standard one.
Somebody
Yeah.
laundered $10 million. Actually, they're not $10
Yeah,
million, not $10
you know,
million
close.
dollars, but there are some examples of like pretty shady financial dealings.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're close. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh.
But I mean, like, for example, like the Dark Prince situation, he didn't actually hurt anyone, but he pulled a knife and he threatened,
Yeah.
and that was
Oh,
bad
yeah,
enough.
man.
That's
That's
bad enough.
That's done,
Yeah,
so
that is.
baby. You out of there.
Yep. So anyway, it's
I guess we'll figure it out, but these
tough
are
to
things
say.
to be thinking about as we all move forward.
More on that when it becomes available.
Yeah.
more breaking news when it breaks.
Well, someone does ask, how old are you anyway, Steve?
22.
Steven? 22.
22 years old. I did good old-fashioned cheating too, not just the modern kind. I think I only ever actually cheated in school like twice. But just the phone
don't
one.
believe that for a
the
second.
phone one was a good example. That was hilarious.
That was one of the 2 times that you cheated?
Yeah. The other one was final that I had for class where my friend had the answer somehow. Because I think we had a sub like a week before and he dug through the thing and found the answers. Because he's a crazy person. And I walk into class and he hands me a calculator that's not mine. And I open the back and there's like all the answers
Oh, yeah,
are
I've
right there,
done
and I
that one.
slid the thing
Oh
up,
my,
and
yeah.
the test is going, and I did it all, and I purposely missed 2 questions so I wouldn't get 100%.
That's smart cheating right
too
there.
obvious.
You can't get 100%.
Right.
The teacher's not stupid.
Yeah.
She's the teacher. She's gonna see that.
Right.
Classic. Classic.
Yeah, that was like the only other thing I ever cheated on. So
Funny, the only time I quote kind of cheated was a stats class in college, and my friend knew that we were going to sign up for that class, and he saw that it was already being held, so he downloaded all of the homework answers,
yep, genius.
that were on the
you gotta do.
web page already. And then when the class started, the interesting thing about it that actually helped me learn, because I would do the problem at home, and if I found out I was wrong, I would go and figure out why. And so I actually did really well on the test. Like,
yeah.
it actually helped
You
me.
did school the right way.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
honestly, that was the class that made me
Oh,
believe
man.
that you should just have the answers all
Yeah.
the time.
Dude.
Like, I feel like you could learn better if you just had the answers all the time.
Yeah, the one I cheated on, my friend handed me the thing. It was my AP calculus class or something absurd like that, where I really just did not have the heart to finish the semester. I was like, I'm not studying for this final.
You got senioritis?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
I was out of there.
is the worst.
Because I'm like, this is such a oh god.
I think the only time that I can think of
Frustrating.
that I got closest to cheating was so in law school they also had to slow down these programs so that
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah, this is law. This is your job.
No, dude, it's not. It's
no,
not that
dude.
Bad.
I cheated all the time. That shit was crazy.
It's not that bad. So I loaded my computer. I turned it on, and it was having problems. Like, so the test is going on. Everybody else is taking the test. My laptop's not turning on. And it took like a long time. It took like an hour. This is a timed test.
Yeah.
So like an hour goes into it, and like my laptop is just not starting. The teacher knows this. Like we're trying to figure it out. The tech guy comes down, whatever.
Damn.
And yeah, it was like an actual problem.
That sucks.
And so they were like, do you want to just write the test, or do you want to postpone it until tomorrow? And I was like, postpone it until tomorrow, please.
Don't know what kind of
An extra day to study?
What kind of
That's not
question is
cheating
that?
at all.
That was the closest I got.
That's not cheating. They gave you that option.
Hey.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I
One day you'll
I
actually
could've-
cheat.
Dude, at the bar exam, that also happened. It was the worst. My computer did not start. I don't know what happened, but I had to. And
Cheater David
they're
over
not
there.
gonna.
Closest
This seems
he's
like a
got.
pattern.
I was about to say, he says that definitely the closest.
I don't think
Two
that
times.
that's
Two times.
I don't think
You got a
that's
pretty
bar,
good
though.
memory of
At
it.
least I
did
own
not-
up to my cheating.
The
This
bar,
guy.
the bar did not let me get away with it. All right? They were just like, "Yeah, you got it right now."
Damn, foiled again.
I was like,
and I would have got away
Writing,
with it
I
too.
haven't written in 10 years. I'm like, this took so long.
It's a pencil? What is this?
Anyway.
That's weird.
I didn't really cheat much. All right, is there anything else to talk about on this?
I didn't either, but AP Cal sucks. I think we're done.
I think, we've definitely moved on to other
Stupid
topics.
Okay, well, let's move on to other topics more officially by talking about this Daily Dot issue.
Yeah, this is very depressing. But
So,
you have
in case you missed it, Daily Dot today announced that the Daily Dot is a website. You know, it's got a bunch of stuff going on for it. Dot Esports is one section of it. That's like the esports section. And they're downsizing a bit, and one of the repercussions of that is that the Best of 3 show put on by all the lovely guys over there, Efren, Donkey, Ace King Offsuit, and Velociraptor are now done. So there's no more Best of 3 show. Which is super sad because I think that they were doing something that was really spectacular.
Oh,
The-
yeah.
I think the FGC is really missing a lot of polished, awesome content.
Yeah.
And I think they were doing probably one of the best, if not the best jobs in terms of streaming of putting together a show.
Yeah.
And like on the other side of the thing, on at least still on YouTube, we have Corey Gaming who's doing awesome stuff. But like they were putting together a seriously awesome show and like gathering guests and doing these awesome segments. Like Block and Grab was a really funny segment. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Especially the Avatar fighting game section, and Donkey said no. What a useless. Anyway, I'm glad the show's canceled. But
Maybe that's what happened.
no.
Maybe that's what happened.
yeah, like why would you not make an Avatar fighting game? That would be so good. Anyway,
Avatar the movie?
The
right, never
last
mind.
Airbender.
oh yeah, like the Last Airbender.
That was
the cartoon.
That was a movie.
Don't say
That
that.
was
It was not a It was not a movie.
M. Night
Anyway,
Shyamalan did a bang up job on that
the
one.
point of the whole thing is that they're closing down. It's really, really tough times because the FGC now more than ever I think needs this kind of polished, awesome content, and they really I think were ahead of its time kind of in how creative a job they're doing. So I'm really bummed about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I was
mean-
saying the same thing like that you were saying. I only say that because like the FGC definitely does not have that kind of content geared on a regular basis. And
Yeah.
in all honesty, it was a new take on something that I felt like needed to be done. It was very direct. Like you said, they had guests, and it
Yeah,
sucks.
the interviews were good.
Yeah.
Are we the only Tuesday show left?
No, Capcom Pro Talk is still around.
Is it? I
Capcom
mean, it
Pro
hasn't
Talk.
happened in like a month.
Yeah, I mean, but the other thing too is that they said that it's not necessarily done yet. The best of 3. They're trying
Yeah.
to find other avenues to go, perhaps. You
Dude,
know.
I hope somebody steps in there and makes that
Yeah.
show happen and puts their brand on it and makes it cool
Yeah.
because they definitely have a super awesome program put together.
They definitely have like some of the higher production value and such. So, and they're able to dedicate all their time, like a lot of time, to making sure that the show runs really well. So.
Yeah, it'll be tough to reproduce that without something that has money backing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, because they have that studio and they have 2 people in house doing it, and it's like, I mean, they could try to do it from the 4 of them at home or something, but it doesn't have the same level.
it would look like
Yeah,
this.
it would look like this.
It would look like this, and you'd have air conditioner in the background.
And our
making
food
noise.
just sitting on the
Yeah,
desk,
exactly.
and it's
So-
yeah. I mean, we don't have corporate backing here, all right?
Right.
But now neither do they, which really sucks.
It does suck.
But you know, if you want to give us corporate backing, we could rock some awesome stuff for you guys. Trust me. We could.
If anybody's good at selling product, it's probably this guy, and I can help you guys out. Did you see my Red Bull thing today? That was good, huh? That was real good.
It was.
That was pretty sick.
I'm proud of
It's
it.
good to have somebody on the team who's down to chill.
I'm a professional.
I did an entire year of Capcom Pro Tour without doing an ad thanks to this man. Fact.
Yeah, he just handled it
I
all.
didn't
Right?
mention a single ad for the entire year that we were on
What year?
Capcom
This
Pro
year?
Tour. No, it was like last year or
Oh.
the year before.
But what do you mean? Because I kept reading.
You would always say
I
the
read
ads.
I would read the
And
slides.
I would
yeah,
just
yeah.
take a bite or something,
Dude,
or go take a whiz.
You know what sucks is
for
now
like a whole year.
the ads come up, and I always have to read them.
Yeah.
Which I love to do because the sponsors that sponsor fighting game events are so sick. But
Doesn't mean that literally, more in the figurative sense. You guys are cool.
you guys are great.
I mean,
Fantastic.
the thing is, like, whenever the slides come
Selling
out,
out
like,
is tiring work.
I would always talk to all the companies that do it, and I'd find out about the products, and I would try to say genuine things about them.
Well,
products
because in
that I
real
like,
esports,
right?
they have like movie, like videos to show, and they have like talking points and everything like that. FGC, you just like sit down and you're talking, and then all of a sudden a slide comes up, and you're like, oh crap! And also these people are great, and like you have no.
In addition.
In addition.
I remember there was one event
So like,
too. It was,
yeah,
like,
it just kind of happens.
at the very end, like there was the slide reel, and I just like started rattling off all this
Yeah.
information, and even Hans looked at us like, "What the hell?"
Dude, in Top Beta Vivo, we did not know there was going to be ad slides.
Yeah,
And then we're just sitting there, and Spencer's like, I hope you're ready, because here it comes. I'm like, huh? And then it's like, boom, and there it is. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Let's see
Yeah,
what-
we could probably
and then
do
when
that with
Steven's
that.
around, I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
I can just
No,
be like, I'll
because
let you do it.
now you
I'll
have
let
your
do
own
it.
James Chan.
Yeah,
That's- yeah.
exactly.
No, it's great. It's great when you try,
This guy.
and you like try to do them, and they're like kind of like, you can tell that you tried, and then it's funny for that, and then I get to do one, and it's like,
Yeah, he's
it's
really
pretty funny.
excited about doing those
Yeah.
things, by the way, because I did one once.
Although,
and he lost it.
although
He was
true,
just like, Steve, really, Steve? I was like,
True
calm
That's
down.
such a good one.
True story, yes or no? So Ringe told me, and he even said you admitted this, that you stole the tech from him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that Ringe was the one who created all the Segway tech and was like the best at like doing a lot of that.
No, yeah, he was the first person who ever did it, but he didn't do it in the same level of, he didn't do it in the same level of like always doing the segue, but yeah, he was the one who first was like, man,
I
reading
can
these
second
slides
that.
is whack. Yeah,
I
he
can
threw it
definitely
back.
second that because he did it when we were doing cross counter stuff as well.
Yeah,
And
he was
he's
like,
like,
the original.
Steve, you want to do it? I was like, nah. And he took it. And he was like, I got that.
Dude, when he got on commentary again for the first time at Wednesday Night Fights, I said that. I was like, this is the original guy
Right.
who did all the selling out. Yeah, he's the guy.
Well, Tuesday's gone through a lot of iterations because when we started doing this, cross counter was going on, and
The show that sucks.
Were they already doing it? I don't remember.
Yeah, the
They
show
already
that
were.
sucks was there because we were trying to make the Tuesday talk.
That's right.
The Talkie Tuesdays.
We literally tried to make Talking
And it has been
Tuesdays
for
a
a while.
thing.
Yeah.
And well, we tried to make it really explicit. We're like, cross counter would say like, "Hey, stick around for Ultra Gen," and then we would
they
say,
never did.
"Never did it."
Yeah.
Then we would go on and we would say, "Stick around for the show that sucks," which we did.
Which we always did. Yes.
So we tried to make it work, but cross counter didn't stick around on Tuesdays. The show that sucks also is now
Disappeared,
gone.
yeah.
I mean, for different reasons, obviously, but
And now we had CBT and Daily Dot and
Right.
this show. And
Right.
now it's like one is on kind of gone and one is gone, but maybe they could come back. And
yeah, Flo should just do it at his house. He should just always do it Tuesdays.
Right?
Have special guest Mike Ross on, whatever he's on.
That would be good. With Adam in the background.
I mean,
That'd be the best.
like SDR is still on Monday nights.
Yeah.
So they've been doing it for quite a while too, and they're, I was just listening to that, and their viewership has gone up like noticeably,
Sick.
especially now that they're on Team Spooky.
And also that KOF is out. That's like a big thing they talk about.
So hopefully they stick around. Like we're gonna stick around. What do you think about the idea of the fact that so we're not like sort of beholden to any other decision makers, like best of three.
They're part of Dot Sports.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Like we're just doing it. Those seem like the shows that last longer than FGC so far.
I mean,
SDR and us are basically the ones that stuck around.
It's all really just comes down to whether or not we're willing to keep doing it,
Right.
And like every year that we keep going, like we're always like, I can't believe we've been doing this for so long already. Like it's actually pretty amazing.
Can't believe how long we've been doing this. Too.
I know, dude.
Right. Huffing and puffing all these years here at the Ultra.
Chugging along, baby.
Yeah.
But it's it's one of the, there is something to be said about having, just do it yourself kind of thing, right? I mean, the nice thing about it is throughout the years we've also managed to get more equipment and more different things. We've gone through all sorts of crazy setups and stuff like that, and
Yeah, Eris also does ATP. You guys are right.
Oh,
I
of
see you
course.
talking about that.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that ATP exists. We were talking about specifically shows that are on Tuesday, basically,
Yeah.
before. But yeah, I watch ATP every week. So
Yeah. But just in general, just having it be, being able to do it through your own means is gonna make it last longer.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Not having to adhere to any kind of public endorsing or corporate endorsing actually gives it where you have a lot more room.
And that also means that we have crappier tech.
Right. But I mean, the interesting thing about it is, like, let's say,
this bad boy.
let's say,
I know, it's the official Tasty Steve phone hider.
that's right.
Bam.
Let's say,
Cannon Award. It's holding up Dan.
Let's say some.
Don't be confused. I was talking about the Dan, not the Canon Award.
Oh, I see.
Just the Dan.
Yeah. But like, so let's say some group does decide to sponsor us, and we start doing Tuesday show, and we have this crazy studio. All of a sudden, we're like corporate sponsored, and then all of a sudden they don't, like, they get canceled or something like that. We can't do it anymore. We would just come back here,
That's
right?
true.
I mean, we have that kind of advantage.
Blow
right?
off
A lot
the
of other
disc.
guys. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the hardest part right now is we just don't have technology. We don't have the manpower. We don't have a stream producer. It's me literally sitting here trying to do everything while everything is happening, and so.
Yep.
It's rough, but you know it makes it so that we can keep chugging along.
You're
so
right.
Hope everybody out there is happy that we're still here.
Well, I hope that those three folks find something to do, even if you don't get like corporately backed. Hope you guys just do it, because it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, what we could try to do, maybe we could just try to start doing more interviews, trying to bring more people in through Skype and such. Hardest part, honestly, is that we're on a bad coast, so a lot of the East Coast people that we would want to bring on the show.
Or maybe they're on a
be
bad
the-
coast, and if they're on the West Coast, it would be better.
Yeah, it's true.
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense. Makes sense to
alright.
me.
But you know, hopefully something they can get something going again somewhere else. So.
Anything else here?
That's probably it.
Okay. In that case, let's take a break. When we come back, we have a bunch of events to talk about. Japan Cup, TCW, Fighting Fest, whole bunch of stuff.
It's like 8 events.
Cool.
So I got to try VR.
VR what?
I used the Vive.
I mean, like, what game?
Okay, so I played a couple. They let me play 3 games, and they make sure that the first game is just a game where you look around and there's no action, because they want me to get used to it.
Right. Yeah.
So I got to try it for the first time. The first game was like you're on a mountain and you get to look around, and it was cool because like you would be like on a rock, and I'd want to step down off the rock, and that felt so weird because all I'm doing in real life is stepping forward.
Right.
But in there, I'm like stepping down. So like you want to kind of step down,
I don't like it.
like you're. So yeah, it was weird. So I played that, and then
I don't like it.
the second game I played was a defense game where you have a bow and arrow and you shoot guys who are running at this. You're defending a point. So I got hella good, hella quick at that, and I was fucking. This is the coolest game I've
Is
ever
it
played.
multiplayer?
No, it's like a single player game where you defend as guys run up and try to attack this gate, and you have to kill them before they get there. And like they get like more heavily armored, but to beat that, there's like a fire. So you hold your arrow in the fire, and it gets lit on fire, and then you shoot it. Or you can just hit them a bunch and knock their armor off.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's like a tower defense game. So like one paddle you're holding on, and that's like your bow. So you're holding it like this, and the other one you're pulling back like that to shoot arrows. And like I realized real quick, I was like, all right, the way to do this is to fire quickly, as many as possible. Because aiming down the sights is super hard to aim and then shoot, and it's like so slow. So I was just like, boom, boom, boom. And there was one point where they're running below me to get there, and I actually stood on one foot and leaned forward like that and shot below me.
No,
and I
that's
was like,
sick.
that was crazy. That was like the coolest thing ever. And the last game was like a space shooting game where like when bullets get close to you, it's slow motion and you can dodge it.
Oh,
So
sick! I
was,
want to play that
slow-mo
game.
Dodge, and it was like the Matrix, and I was shooting both guns at once, and I was like, it was super sick. I thought VR was like okay looking. I was like, this looks cool for some people, until I tried it, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done.
Dude, I did
It's
VR
so
Doom
cool.
at
Okay.
at
I saw
GameStop
that.
Expo. Man, that was so sick. Was not expecting to be that wild at all. But yeah, first off, I like recorded some girl playing, and she like bumped into the wall and like walked into
Yeah.
a table. It was hilarious. But like it's basically kind of like point and click, and then you shoot to like interact and stuff. So it's like it's definitely like one of those things where it didn't. Looking at it, you're like, there's no way that you just feel like you're somewhere else. But it definitely feels like you're somewhere else. And like it was fighting this big towering monster. Like I was like running between his legs, like shooting and stuff. It was actually pretty sick.
That sounds awesome for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I never got weird in the eye. You know, some people have
I'm not
motion,
worried about that.
motion
I
sickness
just
and stuff.
it's the same thing that I had with when like the Wii came out.
Yeah,
I had to,
even
like,
the
hold
Xbox
the
Live,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
I just didn't like. I started playing that Zelda on the Wii, and I was like, I can't do this motion for the bow every single time I want to shoot.
Yeah. I can see
just-
how
I will not do that.
I can see how it is. Yeah.
So I didn't do it. Like, I'm not gonna do that for VR. When I'm playing video games, I'm not playing sports.
No, I got you. There's definitely a lot of stuff that was super like. I could see you not being into it after a while. Because when I play video games, like, because, you know, I never get to play video games. And when I do, I'm like, just got home from traveling, so I'm super fucking tired. So I want to play something that's like, I can just relax and chill,
Yep.
and I don't have to think really.
Yep.
So playing VR would suck.
Like,
in
I
those
want to think.
scenarios.
I don't want to like exert myself. I want
Yeah.
to like sit there on my little chair. My kitty is on my lap.
Play the video
You know
game.
what I mean? Like, yeah.
Dude, I like lying down and playing. I play video games
Ideally.
sideways
I do
sometimes,
too.
you know, on
Awesome.
the couch.
I'm 100%
You know?
with you both.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, I like this. I don't know.
But
what it is.
also-
I can't be on my stomach like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But here,
But also VR is sick.
Imagine we right now are playing VR. All right, guys, let's play 4-player VR. We stand up and we go, and then
Yeah.
because we have 2 square feet of space.
So you're speaking
craziest
of the
thing that
social
I-
aspect of it.
I mean, like, do you have the space to play
Dude,
VR?
the craziest thing that I saw.
don't. My apartment
Nobody
doesn't have
can. It's
that.
virtual reality
No,
because there's
so
going
what
to be
I
those
saw-
people without depth perception is going to be like, well, I know that I'm not moving in real life, but I have to move in real life.
So what I saw that was super cool, in regards to this real quick, was there was like a building that they're like making these virtual VR arcades where you go and you play, and like they have like a maze, a giant maze, and you're hooked up to the VR and you run along
That
and you like
sounds
fight
cool.
guys in the maze and stuff, and you can do that with co-op and
That
stuff.
sounds super sick.
But I've seen some.
I don't know when it would be actually.
I saw an example that
like,
people were playing a first-person shooter game, and they're literally standing like on a treadmill that goes in every direction.
Right,
yeah, I saw that.
So that when they run, they can run in whatever direction they want.
All right,
That-
so the alternative to having a giant salon where you can play VR is to have $10,000 to buy this.
Right.
Sick.
Or you just move and you don't move. Like you hit up on the controller.
That's what I'm saying.
Your character
If I can
moves.
sit on the couch, okay.
But see, the
That's
problem
what
with a
I'm
lot of those VR games, you have to look around in 360. You have
Yeah,
to
that's
stand.
the thing.
You have to stand
not
up.
into it.
So even if you're using the digital pad, the D-pad to move yourself
I
around.
legit did not know what he was
Yeah,
talking about. I was like, yo, what
even if-
VR machine did you
Yeah,
use?
if you're using the D-pad to move around, right? And you still have to look around in 360. It's as opposed to
I think
the
you're right.
Man.
as opposed to the analog, right?
Right,
Digital
right,
versus
right,
analog.
right.
Digital's on or off, and it's only one.
I think you're right about this VR 360 thing.
Yeah.
No, you're definitely right.
Sounds
Because it
about
kind of defeats the purpose if it's not.
I think VR is real interesting. And
Yeah, it's fascinating.
I'm really interested to see what they come up with.
No, I'm
Because
totally,
this is
totally
the
down for
beginners.
those arcades.
Yeah,
those
yeah,
sound super sick. To travel somewhere,
Yeah.
to do it, fantastic.
Doesn't that sound awesome? Like,
Yes.
because they were saying like,
It'd be like doing those escape room things.
Yeah,
Right.
it's exactly like
Super
that.
cool,
so like, yeah,
Wanna
the
play
four of
laser
us,
tag,
the
but,
four
like,
of us
more
could
for
go.
real.
Right? Yeah, that's like the same thing. That sounds super cool.
It does.
I'm super down for that.
There's a lot of games I feel like. So, like, I'm one of those guys that went out of their way to buy, like, the PlayStation Move thing, and I played Heavy Rain on it, and I loved it. What's wrong with it? I bought it, and I thought it was sick. So, it's like, I went, and I was like, man, this new Resident Evil game, I'm really hyped to play that game, as well as, like, if
Yeah, that looks
it
interesting.
if it ever came out, the new Silent Hill game.
Just the new Resident Evil.
Resident
game,
Evil 7
right,
VR.
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
That sounds
Dude,
good.
that game is going to be ridiculous.
All right.
Steve's gonna
let's-
kill
Alright.
everybody in his house.
All right.
All right, before we go, I just want to say, shout outs to Wasik, who just donated $5. I have to fix
Oh,
that.
damn! What
yeah,
up, Wasik?
Yeah, I've gotta change the way that looks there because I have the picture on the bottom. On the side instead of the top. I'll fix that later on. But then also Mr. Shoegazer Jimmy, who just met Steve
I was
at
just
the
about to
GameStop.
say, yeah, dude.
And of course, who has done a lot of cool stuff for us. Also, the guy who always
Indeed.
tweets out those super sick joystick customs, like the Soundwave and like all those other things. That guy's awesome.
I think I have a picture
I saw
of
him
it.
at Wednesday Night Fights this
Yeah, I
last
have a
week as
picture of
well. And he has resubscribed for 3 months. So
High
shout out to
five.
Mr. Shoegazer.
It was awesome meeting you, dude.
Yo, DJ Frijoles has followed us. The ancient ST player in Mexico.
Yes, yeah, he did. He did.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
But we also got followed by Ray's Rob, by Sticky, by Lol Penguin Lol, and by Gabe Play. So shout outs to all you guys. So all right, we're coming right back.
Howdy do, welcome back to the show. Lots of events to talk about, lots of results to talk about. Which one are we going to start with?
I figured we could start with Japan Cup, because that was kind of one of the biggest ones.
That
this
was
weekend,
probably the
right?
biggest
Yeah,
one. Japan Cup
exactly.
at the Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah.
Randomly capped at 256 people.
Yeah, and apparently not streamed very well. Like, let's talk
Bizarre
about that
stream
before.
schedule.
Let's talk about that before
Bizarre.
we even get to the results, because I mean, this is the problem when you run an event at a trade show, right? You can't determine your own schedule. So basically, like pools 1 through 20 were all run at the same time, and they only streamed one pool. Like
Yeah.
they didn't do that thing where they ran around the pools and go like, "Holy crap, this is a great match! Send it up to the stream." They were just like, "Here's this one pool, let's stream it," and so we didn't get to see like 700 amazing matches that happened off screen.
I feel like that's the thing every year. Like every year, some event happens where we don't get to see the best matches because of bad league.
And not even just that too, but I heard the event itself just didn't feel like it was run particularly well. Justin even tweeted out, he was like, "It takes a lot for me to complain about an event," and he was like, "This was not run well at all." So it's
That
unfortunate
sucks.
kind of situation. And then like seriously, like on Friday night, I was all ready to go. I took a nap in the middle of the day. I drank all this Pepsi like for dinner to keep myself up because I was expecting to watch like
Poisoning
hours
himself.
hours of like Japan Cup. And I was like, I need to stay awake to watch this. And then it streamed for 2 hours, and at midnight they finished.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah, it was confusing.
Really, really sad.
James sabotaged his body for sure.
Yeah, pretty much. This
How
is the
much he cares.
sacrifices I make
Just
for
destroyed
Street
his
Fighter.
body.
This is the sacrifices that I make for this dang game, dude. So
Well, that sucks. All that sucks. The tournament itself was pretty sick, though.
yeah.
Yeah, it was some crazy.
Like how somebody in the chat said, "Why not Coke?" Like their biggest issue with what James
That's
did
the
is
problem.
like Pepsi, really?
Yeah.
Not Coke.
Not Coke, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Look at the
Unsubscribe.
result. Yeah. That's like the biggest issue.
Let's do the top 16 because there's
Sure.
some. So tied for 13th place was Benjamin B. Goichi was in 13th place.
Jeez.
Kitipa Moves with Zangief and Nauman Ken. God, there's a lot of. Like I feel like I even need to go. I mean, look at this. We got Dogura.
Oh, wow.
We've got Nishikin. We've got Yukadon down here. KGN was so sick.
Hey, shoutouts to highest placing U.S. player, Ron Masama.
Yep,
That's
that
right.
was hilarious.
Yeah, because you know what? This
Ramasama.
tournament was the
Yep.
tournament of Nakali, dude. Let me tell you.
Dude, it was Nakali's and a lot of Fangs too.
Yeah,
There
It was a lot
Dude,
of Fangs.
KGN was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's super good, man.
He was the one who beat Haitani. He beat Haitani and sent him
I
to
saw
losers
that.
bracket. You see down here at 25th is Christitarian, Julio. So yeah, I mean, this was a bloodbath pretty much.
AFG, isn't that the Blanca player from ST?
Not sure.
Anyway.
He's using Karen here.
There's also a Geef down there. Dang, look at all these Geefs.
There was a lot of geeks. Yeah.
2.
And then
I think there are 3 actually.
And then
Two.
9th place, Noriko with Chun-Li. Takeuchi got 9th place. Horisako 9th place, and Hikarin with Nakali. In 7th place was Gachi-kun Rashid. 7th place was Eita, HM Eita with Ken. 5th place, MOV Chun-Li and Mago Karen. 4th place, Rinta with Ken, because there always has to be a Ken. 3rd place and 2nd place were Kazunoko and Punko with Kami. And taking it in 1st place, Zowie's Gamer B
Good work.
with Nakali.
Happy for Gamer B. Happy for Grand Finals not being Japan.
Dude, yeah, let's talk about that.
Bam.
That's obviously the biggest thing is that Japan Cup.
AFO, you're right.
Japan Cup has always been the most ridiculous tournament. Like
Yeah.
all this talent, Japan just kills everyone. You know, we have Dashio and Peppadai and fighting against like Banchan and all these stuff. This year, Grand Finals, not a single Japanese player to be found.
Indeed.
And not only that, but it was Gamerby versus where has he been? This guy can't play this game. Punko, who just came and destroyed everybody.
He didn't make it out of pools like a month ago, 2 months
Yeah,
ago.
And
and
he was a
it's
ghost.
funny. It's funny because like you tweeted out recently, you're like, Cammy can be played like a nut, and I was like, she can't be played like a nut because if she could, then obviously Punko would be doing well.
That's funny, you did say
I
exactly
said exactly that,
Oh,
and
man.
then Punko did well, and I was like, well, never
That's what you
mind.
get for being mean to Puma.
Yeah,
That
no, I
was
was like,
No
he,
faith, huh?
he read that tweet and was like, screw you, James, I'll show you.
Dang, poor Punko, you really lashed out. You're like, Cammy.
You
Yeah,
saw that
exactly.
tweet?
No, but yeah,
translated it, and Eye of the Tiger played.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I might be mean Punko, but you just murdered.
I know, I
dude.
totally
You just
did.
murdered
That's
him.
exactly what you did to Punko. It's like, blah.
But
I'm
no,
like, oh, man.
he was playing pretty crazy, gamble Cammy, and it was working
Gamble
out for
Cammy.
him. It was
He's
working.
like, he's
But
sitting at home playing Tekken in the arcade, and he's like, I guess I'll go to this Street Fighter tournament.
I'm curious though to see if he can keep up that success, because that's the. Even in Street Fighter 4, when he played Gamble Seth, it would go from being I am just the most crazy dominant person to all of a sudden I just didn't make it very far in this.
That's that style, right?
Right,
But, I
it's
mean,
the
he got much better with stronger,
in
solid
Ultra.
play.
Right, when
Yeah.
Seth became less Gamble
Yes.
Seth. And then, so I'm wondering then, his Cammy still didn't look like it was like that solid play that we saw from Seth. It still looked like it was going crazy. Was it just one of those situations where it worked out for him, or do you think he's going to be consistent from this
I
point?
thought it was more solid. I thought it was pretty solid. I didn't think it was like the craziest Cammy I'd ever seen.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think he played more solid than like a lot of people were telling me. Like, man, it was like Punko played so crazy, and I went and watched the archive, and I was like, I don't feel like this is like super crazy play or anything. I thought he played him and Kazunoko both played like, you know, they uppercut on wake up sometimes. Oh no, what a crazy person! But
Right.
like, yeah, they didn't play that crazy to me. I didn't think it was that insane.
I think it was sick to see Kazunoko and.
It's downward dog, all right? That's it. It just
Oh, the
didn't work.
yoga? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was
alright.
trying to do. It
I
didn't
think
work.
it was sick to see
Sounds like a
Kazunoko
dulce.
play Punko. And that was like kind of crazy to me to see like there's such a contrast in it's like styles. It really, I was looking at this and I'm like, man, this dude Punko is like just crazy enough to make Kazunoko second guess himself. And that was what was crazy to me because I wanted to see where he would take those gambles. I wanted to see where the chances would come, and he did it to the perfect point to where he was just like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I feel like that's
he
what
did really
got
well.
him. Yeah.
He did really
It
well.
was a sick event. It was fun
My
to watch.
favorite player was Rinta. Famous, established Ken player Rinta,
Rinta,
who has done well at
everything.
so many things,
Yeah.
and was not a surprise, big surprise.
He's
Yeah,
Ken,
just-
he's a
just
Ken
trying to-
player.
I mean,
I
it's
feel
a
like-
Ken. It's a Ken
I feel
thing.
like
You're right.
I'm
yeah.
happy he got there because he makes all the points I want to make about Ken in his gameplay.
Ah, okay, alright.
Yeah,
so perfect.
because you look at Eita and you're like, man, this guy's taking a lot of risks, right? You're like,
Yeah.
this fool's crazy, and then you're just like, oh, well, you know. It's like the
Why not?
19th
I
most
mean-
crazy Ken in Japan or something.
Yeah.
By association, you're just like, wow. Yeah, Rinto was something else. That guy was playing the video game for sure.
He sure was. Yeah, shout out to Gachikun, that was cool. Takeuchi just outside.
Yeah.
Gachikun beat Takeuchi to make top 8.
That was
right.
nuts.
Rashid Mir.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing though is it's just that like a lot of good players didn't make top 16, top
Yeah,
25.
this tournament was
Right.
crazy.
I
Could
mean,
happen.
Justin-
out in pools.
Yeah,
Wait, I
Justin
can't believe he did that
Allen Pools.
uppercut. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
The whole
dude,
super-
that Nash player?
Uh-huh.
Shiro?
Jeez, dude.
That was
That Nash player, Shiro? It was Shiro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was really-
Shiro
Shiro,
Abel.
Shiro, like, and then like the commentators, it was like, who was it in Mike Ross? And he was like, he's gonna dash up 3 times and do super. Now he ended up losing, but the movement you saw from when the time he said that made you definitely believe this was about to happen. Because he was
Yes.
like, I'm gonna run all the way up to you, and I bet you won't do anything. And
But Justin really did basically.
He bet it all.
he
Like the
bet it
most
all
patient
on
player
the
of
wake
all
up.
time
Yeah,
just did a crazy, like he didn't have to do that wake up. I wish
Yeah.
Justin would do throw tech OS so bad.
yeah.
God, I'm like,
Not gonna
Justin,
happen, friend.
you just
And you know
pull
what?
down back and then you up back throw and then you
it's
block.
interesting
It's
too
like,
because he also tweeted out. He was like, "I can't beat Chun Li," and you know, and what did I say at CEO?
He's got all the same problems he
Right.
always had, man. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to switch characters and he doesn't want to learn tech.
And honestly, like I think he should learn Cammy
Yeah, well.
because I think Cammy can fight Chun Li, and she plays very similar to Karen. She's got very similar footsteps.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying he's not going to do that.
Yeah.
I wish he would have
I respect that.
not uppercut on wake up and did throw tech OS as it would have got him out of that scenario just
Definitely.
fine.
Definitely.
Justin, please.
All right, so that was Japan
Really
Cup.
good tournament. Unfortunately, the stream was not.
Yeah, I mean, some people were even saying like but the venue was like 100 degrees or something. Like they said it wasn't quite Manila Cup, but they
Jeez.
said it was like super hot in there.
It legit
so-
did not look comfortable. Like the people walking around, I was like, man, those people out there hot as hell right now.
Yeah,
Like,
so there was
people up on
definitely a lot
stage.
of issues here and there. But in Dominican Republic, we also had Fighting Fest, which was a ranking event. And we had some U.S. players make it down there, such as Snake Eyes, Dominion was down there.
Joa was there from China.
Yeah, Alan Jawah, that's right. Or in this case, Jia.
Wow.
Got him.
But seventh place. A lot of these players we saw in First Attack just recently, which was really cool because that's why I like going to these events. You get to know these players and you get to see them again and see them doing really well. A lot of these guys are real stuff here. I mean, Hochi Focus here in 9th place, but super good player. The 7th players was SPM Kaba, you know, who a lot of people had talked up at First Attack, as well as Dominion, who got 7th place. 5th place was DRA and Mono, showing, you know, that he was still good. He just can't enter First Attack because he runs the event, and that's just one of the rules. You can't enter your own event. 4th place, Snake Eyes. 3rd place was Panda TV, Jiawa, and 2nd place, Mena RD, and 1st place, SP Crossover, who made it all the way to winners finals and just basically won it without ever losing a set. So
I am really happy that Grand Finals was Dominican.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. There are players there from international places like the U.S. and China, and you know they were the ones who took it. I think that's really cool.
Globally, it seems like the region play is a lot stronger in Street Fighter V is gearing up to look like. I mean, I think that's really
so too.
sick. Definitely gives a nice variety to everything, but I think that's really sick.
Agreed.
Damn, Dominion got 7th, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Two Fangs in top 8.
Two Fangs.
Oh my god.
I was surprised
That was
you
good.
didn't jump on that.
That was good.
No?
I don't know if
Wait, what is it?
that kind of
Yeah,
that might just be
Is
a
that-
you and I thing.
Is that over my head?
Yeah.
Is that am I
Maybe.
too-
That's something
that-
Taste Gem would say on commentary.
That's definitely a taste.
It's a bit for the younger crowd.
fair enough,
For the
fair enough.
younger crowd.
Alright.
But they said that Crossover was mostly a Mika player. So,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But also uses Birdie as well. So
Oh yeah, the birdie. Yeah, I did see that.
yeah, and that was the only game that was played over there. Also took place in Mexico was Thunderstruck 4. This was also a ranking event, and
No, I was looking at the chat. And it
People
just,
are getting the joke in the chat.
Yeah.
okay, that's fine.
They're just a bit younger.
I'll tell you guys one day when you're older, okay?
Yeah.
Let's move it along.
You don't have much time
No,
left.
actually, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Not that
Exactly.
many years left.
7th place was Kusanagi, getting just
Oh, wow.
only 7th place, which was really surprising with Karen. And also Pony with Karen as well. I remember Kusanagi lost to Birdie, and I know some people say Karen Birdie is kind of a hard matchup, but I don't know if that's true or not.
I've heard people go back and forth on it. It was one of those ones where at first Karen players didn't love, but now it seems like there's some talk whether it could go.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, maybe it's. I heard Justin was like, he didn't love it at first, but now it's kind of like, alright,
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay. Well, 5th place was also Cannibal, as well as Tweeting Dino. And Cannibal is another, and Kusanagi are both players that we saw in the Latin America online tournaments. Strike Forward, Koopa with Ken and Nash in 4th place. 3rd place, Goro Gio with Birdie.
Sick.
He was doing some sick stuff. There was like one match he threw a can that just like lasted, like was a threat for like this entire screen scrolling, because like before the can reached him, he hit him with offensive crouch this, and then he hit him with a headbutt, and the can, he kept pushing him past the can, and like it was just the present,
Wow.
it was there like the whole time.
Sick.
It was really cool. Gamma with Cami, and 1st place was a Filipino champ, Dulcim,
Yep.
who really didn't have much of a challenge. I mean, from the matches that I saw, it looked like he beat up everyone
yet.
pretty.
Alright, it was
soundly.
pretty,
Making a tactical
A
choice
newspaper.
to gain more CPT
That's
points.
right. Mhm.
Good work.
Well, he's the first Dawson to win an offline CPT major only playing Dawson.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds about right to me.
Nice. Good job to him. Also,
Good tactical decision.
also this weekend was
earn 9% on your investment.
the Commonwealth, which is a Mortal Kombat event. And I know you saw a lot of this, and I saw a lot of people talking about the production value of the stream.
Just a
Really?
really good camera, like well directed. The commentary from Firewall
That sounds about right. Fire
was,
something.
I thought really strong, and the matches were awesome. Like the whole top 16 was super good.
Yeah,
like,
top
match
16
after match was like super strong.
Right.
Top 16 of MKX was real good.
Very interesting. Lots of interesting matches.
Top
Lots of
8
variety.
had a lot of alien, but the
Yeah,
top
of
16 was really good.
But I mean, look, Sonic Fox never left Aaron Black in grand finals. Like, despite a lot of people, when it got reset on him, when Scar reset it on him, people were like, "Well, here comes Alien," and he never switched. He stayed with Aaron Black the whole entire time and won it. So, but 7th place was Yomi Michelangelo, as well as Gimpy NS. 5th place, Yomi MIT and Digit. 4th place, Yomi Forever King. 3rd place, Yomi Saltface. 2nd place, Yomi DJT. And 1st place, CR Sonic Fox. Did Dragon not make top 8?
I guess not. I'm just looking at my watch, trying to find what date or year it is that MIT got.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That Yomi got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and also 7th.
I feel like this
and
is
CR
last
Sonic
year's.
Fox ended up on top. That's exactly how it went.
This is last year's.
It's like last CEO, like verbatim.
No, this is actually last year's Commonwealth, I'm pretty sure. I think you're looking at the wrong results.
Am I looking at the wrong results?
Because Scar got 2nd.
Oh,
this year.
you're right.
So you're totally looking at the wrong
Oh,
results.
shoot. You're absolutely
I
right.
was actually
there.
right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Holy
My
crap.
joke was real.
I was
Good
tripping. I was
job,
like,
good job.
you kept saying Scar, but it's DJT.
All right, let's take a look
Yeah,
at this.
Yeah, there was no alien in there. That doesn't even make sense.
No, yeah,
I don't know how
exactly.
I didn't even pick that up in the first place.
Yeah, you're definitely looking at the wrong
That
results.
literally was last year.
And you know what's
Wow.
funny is that like Sonic Fox won last year too, so I didn't look at any of the results. I was just looking at Sonic Fox, and I was like, yeah, Sonic Fox is playing Aaron Black in Grand Finals.
When was the last time this happened? I mean,
Literally last year. Dang.
Jimmy.
Oh, man. Okay. My bad.
7:30 is right there.
This one here, that's the link that I
That's
clicked.
2015, man.
That's
Come
the
on,
link
guys.
that I clicked.
26th up. Never mind. 18,
That's
2016.
that's the one I clicked.
That's weird.
Yo.
How many Ultra 10 members does it take to find?
It says
results?
September
Yo,
18th.
click on Test Your Might at the top.
Test your mic.
Test your mic right there, right there.
I think
Alright.
that's just the website,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna have
Yeah,
to
it's
scroll
just
down.
the
I
website.
think you're right. But scroll down, just like Control F for the Commonwealth.
So if you go to the main front page of it, yeah. Now
Well, here's the pool.
Yeah,
so
let's see what
this
happens.
will work,
just click on
this'll
it.
work.
It's got the results updated over time. Good old test your mind. All
Come
right.
on, baby.
They failed us. Yeah,
I think
I
it
think
didn't work out.
Don't go.
It was there somewhere.
It was a cool tournament. People did well.
Scar got 2nd place for sure, yeah, and Dragon definitely got top 8. I remember seeing.
Yeah,
That's
he
why
was
when I
funny.
saw it, I was like, "Why is Dragon not in here?"
He goofed it up. Cosner had a good showing against Scar too in the first match that they played in top 8. That was sick.
Someone actually said, "Click in the Street Fighter thread." What the heck?
I think that was ripped. It said level up your game. Yeah, that was ripped.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to events at the top? See, it says events right there.
Vince.
If it's not this. Oh, man.
Oh,
so
this is, yeah, I was about to say. Come on,
That's
dude.
not what
I,
we're looking for. Yeah.
Just like, is there like a search? No, you have to log in to actually. I remember this about 2 AM. You have to actually be logged in to search.
Well, it was a great event.
All right. Well.
Great tournament, great experience.
Sorry. Let's make sure that this is 2016. Yes, it is. Okay.
So that was such a good event too. I don't want to give it short shrift. 'Cause
I mean, let me.
I was really impressed by the production value.
All
And
right.
the
I'll
players
keep
were
looking
really
for
good.
it. You guys talk about this a little bit.
All right, so my buddy Robin, aka Renegade, is still running Civil War out in the Eastern Seaboard.
You have all those 6 swords, right?
I don't know if they did that this time.
Yeah,
but
I know they did that before.
They definitely have done that in the past. Yeah,
Which
really cool
seems so
trophies.
inconvenient to get home to me. Like, I have no
yeah,
idea how I
probably.
would get one back.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
Uh,
It's not a I mean, I could just go enter KI, you know. But
it's always. I haven't been there in a few years. Well, he didn't run it always, but I always really liked going to it because it felt like an olden style tournament to me.
Okay.
It felt like a major from 10 years ago.
okay.
So it was like nostalgic, you know what I mean? Like there's an arcade
No, that's
there.
good, yeah.
It was really
You
good.
know, I feel like having an arcade at your event is a much more popular thing now. Where like
But
a
he
lot
was
of
doing it
events
already
here-
years ago.
Yeah.
He was one of the first that I saw do that. Anyway, looks like the results for top 8. In Street Fighter V, we have Servo with Nikali and Eli the Curry with Laura, then Otter with Nash, and 412 Silvazil with Birdie. Then 4th was SRM Dougie, Nikali. 3rd, BXA David Ace, Ken. 2nd was BXA Squall with Nikali, and winner was Wolfcrone with Laura. You know, I like Wolfcrone's Laura.
I think so too.
Dude,
it's
his
just-
tech is getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, right? Like, I was thinking that character looks really fun to play if you have all that tech. If you're, like, already in that, like level of play where you have all the tech and you can, like, bring it out whenever, she looks really fun, actually.
I
Yeah, I
believe
think so,
she's
too. I
definitely
started
a Street
playing
Fighter
her.
character.
Yeah.
I definitely started playing her and feel the same way. Like, the more I started to have cool setups, the more fun it was. At first, I was like, I don't know what to do. I land something and then I get a knockdown and I'm not sure what does what. But, like, once I started to understand, like, what to do where, character felt like so much more fun. And also, Wolfcrone's control of Fireball in neutral
Oh
is
my
so
God,
sick. Because
very good.
he is so good about when
Very
to throw
good.
Fireball and where to space it and everything.
The
I mean,
cross-up timing, the options he has to make you more afraid. I saw him once he put out fireball and walked up and threw before you had to block the fireball, and I was just like, that's terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
that's how do you deal, you know?
We're
Like,
commentating the Red Bull thing. He did one where he threw a fireball and walked up and did something, and his opponent tried to punish it, and then they got hit by the fireball, and then he did Fierce and an EX fireball, and like stunned for a combo. And I was
Yo,
like,
have you seen Fireball? So they're cornered, they're scared. Fireball, then you do command dash up and you jump over him,
yeah.
Yeah.
and the fireball hits cross up.
Yeah.
See, I
Or
mean,
you just do the
there's
up
that
thing
one-
over.
Yeah, or
and
you
it's
that-
the same
do that
thing.
too. Yeah.
There's that famous video now where Smug gets bodied at NLBC.
Oh, dude.
And he's just like cracking up.
He's
about
like, I
it,
luckily
'cause-
lost like a whole round.
Yeah,
a full round.
that's the
Because he
thing,
wouldn't quick
right?
rise.
But that's the thing is there are so many videos nowadays for Laura Tech that's just like here's this and into a mix up and then you're dead. Like she
Yeah.
has like more touch of death video
Yeah.
examples than Mika
It's
does
very
at this
bursty.
point in talent. So I definitely think this
Bursty.
character is gonna get.
Burst
I think that this character is pretty strong.
Burst damage.
The R may or may not be there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Street Fighter 3 third strike results. Wow, Exodus won it. Holy crap. Carry with Ken got 7th place. Bugle Hawk, Alex, and Q. Probably Alex. 7th place. 5th place, Zanshin with Alex and Dobbs with Makoto.
Gotcha.
4th was Rody. I got top 8. It's 4th was Rody with Yurian. 3rd was Brian H with Ken. 2nd was good old Kali Agent with Chun-Li, Ken, Ryu, and Sean. And then winner, Kang, aka Exodus, Dudley, and Yun. Nice. The old... I mean, Robin used to, who organized this, used to do the C3 tournaments, the monthly tournaments in Virginia, and that was like not an uncommon result, Exodus winning it. That was like 10 years ago. Still
Jeez.
happening.
Dude, Vampire Savior. How sick is this? 7th place Yeti Ghetto Slang with Sasquatch. 7th place Zynak with Shenko. 5th place Apollo and Servo, both with Lord Raptor. Then 4th and 3rd place are Action Hank and Sonic Spear with Recool. 2nd place Alaris with Felicia. And 1st place, once again, Mighty Mar with the worst character in the game, Anna Karis. Yeah.
Cool.
Always seems to be able to do it with Anna Karis. It's just crazy. UMVC 3, 7th place Fighting Game Player X. Great name.
Sick name.
And Airborne in
team.
7th place. 5th place, PZ Ham and EXP Elarian. 4th place, I'm Marie's Baby.
Okay.
And 3rd place, Joey D. 2nd place, Dual Kevin. And 1st place, Static Alpha with Viper, Doom, and Strider.
Cool, man.
Nice stuff there.
Cool, Kevin.
So there you go. So that's
I'm a fan.
that.
All right.
Hey.
What do you
Round
got
result.
here? The top 8 results.
Yeah, there we go. Here's the top 8 results. The real top 8 results.
Yeah, come on.
Congratulations, David. You passed the test that you were like, this was like last year.
Yeah.
So good
That was
stuff
crazy
to
how
you.
you
I was actually
call
just
that.
joking at the start.
Yeah, I know, but that was pretty amazing.
Ended up being real.
7th place, RM Costner and STDX Too Easy. 5th place was Hayate and Exile Tweety. 4th place, there he is, EVB Dragon. 3rd place, Hazard Kevo the Man. 2nd place, PG Scar. 1st place, CR Sonic Fox. So the
Nice.
winner was the same, but
Yeah. Pick any tournament, you can pretty much have the same result there. But
Especially now, man. Let's get to that point.
yeah, Costner was sick. I didn't really know Tweety very well, but he seemed like he was good. Hayate 5th, very consistently top 8s. Same with Scar, probably the top 3 in the world right now. And Sonic Fox, the best. What can you say about that?
Did Sonic Fox play Injustice?
Yeah.
He won for literally an entire year.
He won Evo X.
he was basically zero in that game.
Yeah, it was
for
actually a
while.
full year.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he won every tournament.
Batgirl.
Yeah, with Batgirl.
Yeah.
Not a well-designed character.
No, certainly not.
No?
No, very silly.
I played him in tournament in
It
that game.
was.
I lost to Sonic Fox 2-1 in tournament in Injustice.
What
And
character?
Nightwing.
Really?
Yeah. Nightwing did okay against Batgirl. It wasn't that bad.
Nobody did okay against Batgirl.
Yeah, really, it wasn't that
Nobody
fun.
did.
But, you know, I got hit by Clash into Insta Teleport. Like, we
Yeah,
clashed,
okay.
and he just instantly
This
did
was
teleport, and that was, like, very Sonic Fox 2013
For
playstyle.
sure, yeah.
Like, it just clashed, and I did, like, dash. And he, like, was like, whoosh, and I'm like, alright, well, I'm dead. And that was the round. And I was like, yeah. Sucks to
Not
suck.
a well-designed character.
No, certainly not.
Anything else going on in terms of results there? But anyway, yeah, good job to the Commonwealth. All the players that I read on Twitter really enjoyed it, apparently. Very
cool.
well done
Okay.
tournament in person. And, of course, on stream, it looked great.
Yeah, Sonic Fox also got second in Street Fighter.
Oh, with Fong? Oh, no. I saw him using Mika when I watch it on stream.
When he lost in Grand Finals, he played Fang the whole time.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. There we go. I did see him play a little bit of Mika at one point in time. But also wanted to mention, so there was a Europe King of the Ring tournament for Killer Instinct. This is to get into the KI World Cup. And Francis Lachat, you pronounce this.
LeChat Neuer.
Good work.
Okay, fair enough. Lachat Neuer has claimed victory and gained some important ranking events for that for the Killer Instinct World Cup. So apparently Lachat Neuer used Hisako the entire time,
She's so good, man.
beating Germany's Goldbaum, Belgium's Jite 82, and Italy's Emmanuel 46. There you go.
Yeah, Hisako's so good in this season, and this patch in particular, I feel like she's real strong. Man, the patch that's going down right now, oh man,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
we'll talk about that. We'll
That
talk
is
about
crazy.
that.
That patch is sick.
So that's all I have for results. I do have a little bit of news for stuff coming up.
Yeah, hit it.
This coming weekend is a lot of events, actually, because that's just the way it is these days. EGX is going to be a premiere event that is going to be streamed on twitch.tv, Capcom Fighters.
Yeah.
Was it? It's like Europe Gaming Expo, I think it is, or England's
Is it?
Gaming Expo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Wizard World Austin is this weekend as well.
Yeah, that's where we'll be. We'll be in
You guys are
Austin,
gonna be there?
Texas.
Oh, cool. Always a fun city.
Yeah, you know, I've been to Houston and San Antonio, but not Austin.
Well, you're in for a treat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I keep
I
hearing.
heard it's gonna be
I'm gonna hit up Fubar Duck and tell us where to go.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
you'll enjoy it
what's
for
the
sure.
6th Street, right? Is what
That's
it's
what I
called?
heard. That's what
Yeah,
everybody's telling me.
That's
to go.
Yeah, that's what
basically
we've been
like
hearing.
the party zone. So
Yeah.
like that. So you're old enough to drink, right?
Yo, you're actually the appropriate age.
Yeah, exactly. You'd actually enjoy yourself there. There you go. Okay.
It's alright. It's alright. Be alright, Steve. You can also go.
He'll be my chaperone.
You can go too.
But also,
if Fubar Duck can go, you can
A
go.
bunch of 22-year-old white girl college students.
Yo,
From Texas.
Fubar Duck is still cleaning up there. It's all.
How old is Fubar
I
Duck?
mean, he's my age.
Right.
the
Okay.
Southeast Battles Red Bull Proving Grounds
Right.
event is also
Oh, I
taking
love
place this weekend in Georgia, in Atlanta. Well, close to Atlanta, I should say. It's in Duluth, Georgia. Also, this weekend is Never Give Up, which is taking place in Santiago, Chile.
Cool.
And that's what I have there for. England Game Expo. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, it's
what
right there,
EGX
yeah.
stands for. Okay.
All right, cool.
So there you go. So that's stuff coming up, and then also for events later on this year, Capcom actually talked about how much their DLC has made them in terms of prize money.
Yeah.
They said that the DLC has added $90,000 to the Capcom prize pool.
For Capcom Cup.
Yeah, for Capcom Cup, and they said I think they talked about it was something like a smaller percentage went to the prize money, a bigger chunk went into production for the event. So not only are they making money for the prize pool, but they're also making money for production as well. So
That
sounds really cool.
That's the best thing that can happen.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and they have like a little goals section where they're like, we want to keep gaining X amount of money so that hopefully we can put this much in the cup.
Dude, they should have did this when they first announced this.
Right, that would have made a lot of sense,
yeah,
James.
'cause,
They don't like to make sense over there.
Dude, yeah.
A lot of people
At least
been
they're-
criticizing them too about that because they
Oh
weren't
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You know?
Well, no, because the thing about it is they advertise it like, hey, here's some DLC. Like you get a costume and a stage for
And some of it-
$25.
Some of it goes to the cup, I guess, whatever.
Right.
Some of it we'll use, some of it.
I've always said like they should have just marketed like, hey, you want to support this? Donate this money, and you get these cool things in return.
Yeah, like the blue steel skin for
More
MKX.
cool.
Exactly. Like everyone knew what that was. Like they were just putting money for the pot, and they would get a costume.
Yeah.
So they were okay with spending the money.
Killer Instinct and MK did that just fine.
Mhm,
But Capcom was
exactly.
like, oh, what was that?
Whoa,
What a
whoa,
release.
whoa. What are you talking about?
$25.
Shit. Oh, it's everywhere. Oh.
You can just imagine when Capcom's making decisions, they make Hans get on a unicycle and juggle, and they throw knives at him, and they're like, what are we going to do with the marketing strategy for the
While he's
DLC?
blindfolded.
And he's like, I don't know, and then just throwing stuff
Do
at
you think
him.
it's Hanzo throwing the knives?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's why he's still alive.
Yeah. Also, though, at this weekend at TGS, there was a lot of news about Evo Japan coming out.
Oh.
So they gave the date. It's going to be January 2018. So nothing's happening in 2017. They're
Yeah.
gonna take time to make sure that they're putting on a good event.
That sounds so far in the future to me.
I
But
know,
then
right?
I realized that actually January 2017 is like a few months from now. So
It's literally only like a year and 3 months or something like that.
You know, I mean, weirdly to
Yeah,
me,
it's
like
super close.
Like weirdly to
Wait,
me,
are you
like I
guys
feel
what?
like that's long,
Oh, I
but
know.
then every time, like everything comes around so fast again. Like we're almost at Capcom Cup
Dude,
again.
Evo was months ago now.
I know.
That's so weird to think about.
Ew, yeah, no,
Passage
it's
of time.
actually true. Yeah,
and it only speeds up as you age, friends.
but yeah, no.
I don't know what you mean. It feels
So
slow to
you
me.
will find out.
I have these long summers.
Yeah, I know. You still have the
Velma
summers.
Davis. Is it? Is
That's
it?
what,
That's it,
that's
David?
Dance, yeah.
But yeah, so it's really cool.
So that's his. Man, you guys.
I
this is
just
pretty
bought
good.
that on Blu-ray, by the way, and I watched it and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway,
you got okay.
hell
cool,
yeah, I
cool,
did.
cool. But yeah, so it's scheduled for January 2018. Evo, I guess, is now under a new parent company. They said, which was Triple Perfect now, but I mean, like that's whatever at this point. So, but yeah, it's gonna be January 2018. They want to take their time to make sure they're doing a lot of cool things, and I think that's smart too, because then it's opposite sides of the year,
Right.
So you
Yes.
got Evo and Evo Japan at exact opposite sides of.
I hope it has different games than Evo USA.
Dude,
has.
Oh,
Like-
it definitely does.
like.
Right. I definitely hope so.
Dude, I was talking to Shidosha and he was like, God, I hope they have Virtua Fighter because Japan still plays that game.
Gotta be
You gotta
super
imagine
good.
like Tekken's gonna be huge, right?
Oh,
that would
yeah,
be like a
yeah.
massive
Yeah.
tournament.
Third Strike.
That would be sick. Oh my god.
That'd be pretty crazy.
That would be
Third
pretty sick.
strike.
Third Strike would be
Super
insane.
Turbo?
Look, I'm the guy who's always like, on Third Strike, but having it in Japan, Third
Yeah,
Strike
that would
Evo
be
style tournament.
ridiculous.
Kuroda,
would be
Evo
ridiculous.
Oh my
champion.
god.
Except top 8 would be like all
Let me know if
tournaments.
you need Evo commentary.
Yeah,
That's
I know,
all
right?
all that matters is if they need Evo commentary now.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people here who would be very interested in that.
Who'd be willing to go to
Naruto is at
Japan.
Evo.
Yo, Naruto and Evo, baby.
We'll do Naruto commentary to go to Japan.
In
no
there.
problem.
Oh, Dissidia, that's right.
Dude, if the city is in there,
Because
oh.
they had that. Remember, there was those pictures that Wizard and Mark Band were having like a meal with the Square
Dude,
Enix
that game is
CEO.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Dude, Dissidia, that'd be
That
so
would be
crazy.
very interesting.
I told Mark Band to tell him that I have a great idea for them. I can make $1 million, but I don't think Mark told him.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think.
they don't like making money.
Yeah, I'm sad. Well, I mean, Capcom does it, but you know.
Whoa, whoa, donating. Whoa, what do you guys need? I need to draft a press release about my dog playing Street Fighter.
So Alex DeBailey has mentioned that, I think I talked about this last week, that if a Guilty Gear gets to 200 entrants at CEO Taku, he's going to add $1,000 into the pot. I heard it's like at 180 something, so it's really close. But then he just said like if Blaze Blue got to a certain amount, that he would add 500 to it. I think it was like if it gets to 100. So I think it was like at 65 people or something like that.
I think it's already hit. I think Blaze Blue hit 100 something.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay,
I wanna say
there you go.
Hit 100 something.
Good
already.
stuff. And also, Jabali did confirm that 2018 it is going to take place. The CEO is going to take place in Daytona Beach.
Sounds
Wow.
good.
So it's going to be CED that year. So instead of CEO, so it's going to be.
It'll probably still be CEO, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I would think.
Yeah.
It's too
But
much
but yeah,
brain.
he definitely was like he solidified it. He was like, yes,
Sick.
that's where it's going to be happening. and
bonus.
stuff like that.
Congratulations.
So,
That's awesome.
Jakarta Game Fest coming up soon is going to host the Abuget Cup, which is I think it's a ranking event. I don't think this is a premier event, but that is going to be taking place on the same crowded weekend as CEO Taku, TwitchCon, and ESL.
Yeah.
So
Which is next weekend.
that's right. God,
Super
that's
soon.
fast.
Week and a
Yeah,
half.
that is fast.
Yeah, it's super soon.
But Jakarta Game Fest, like I said, an Indonesia Gaming and Cosplay Expo. There's going to have games like King of Fighters 14 and Revelator is there as well. But of course, Street Fighter 5 is going to be the main thing there. It is the winner. Yeah, it's a ranking event, so the
Right.
winner of this gets sent to the Asia Finals
Right.
tournament.
High five.
Also, a bunch of Smash stuff that's coming up here. Let me get these all open here. So, UGC Open Series is going to Collinsville, Illinois, with $15,000 pop bonuses
Oh, wow.
for Smash Melee and
Yeah,
Smash
right.
Wii U.
There it is.
So this is in the Midwest. This is going to be taking place on December 2nd through the 4th. So if you're a Smash player, you definitely want to head out to that. Also, Hitbox TV has announced Hitbox Olympus, a Super Smash Bros. Event that's going to be in Atlantic City on October 28th through 30th, the same weekend as Canada Cup.
Keep fighting the good fight, hitbox.tv.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is that, Lap Chi's been, cozying up to a lot of the Smash players to show up to Canada Cup. Like, he donated a crap ton of money to Leffen on a stream to get him to fly to Canada Cup. So I'm wondering what's going to happen now.
Interesting.
I wonder what's going to happen. But yeah, that's going to be the same weekend. And there's a guaranteed pop bonus of $1,000 for Melee, Smash Wii U, and Project M, it seems like. And then also Smash Summit is going to come back for its third iteration on November 3rd through 6th.
Nice.
So there you go.
All that makes me sad about is that there's no Street Fighter Summit.
Yeah.
House of Cicada, 2016.
Wow.
Make it happen.
There it is.
Yeah, they have
Invite
invited players of Plup, Westballs, SFAT, Axe, Shroomed, Hungry Box, Armada, Leffen, Mewtwo King, maybe Mango? We'll see.
I mean, he's invited for now.
Definitely is invited.
Okay. So that's all I have for event news. Do you want to take a break and then we can cover
Just briefly, apparently, GTO Akira says, how do I feel about Pokemon being removed from the Pokemon World Championships?
Yep.
I had not heard about
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's great.
That's
okay,
really
okay,
weird
okay,
because
okay.
that just means it's back to being like card games and like the Game Boy games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I think that's really weird considering I thought like the last Worlds they just had went really well.
Yeah.
Great production, commentary was really well.
It was
and
fun
was
to watch.
yeah,
If you
it
like
was
the game,
really
I
good.
thought it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, that's right. And GTO Akira also mentioned that Infiltration will be going to Southeast Asia Majors.
Seen,
We
he
haven't
announced,
seen-
yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a long time. And L.I. Joe, unfortunately, has changed positions at his job, so he actually can't make to some events anymore.
That's
He was
too bad.
originally supposed to go to the ESL event,
Oh.
and he's not going to be able to make it there
Oh,
anymore.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, at least we'll see him in. Dang it.
Try
Infiltration
again.
will be there. At least we'll see him at Southeast Asia Majors.
No, everybody was wondering, right? Like,
God, I screwed it up. It could have been good.
you had a good chance. Everybody was wondering what that dude's been up to and who he's been playing, and
Did you see the picture that he tweeted out with his laptop and it was just like downloading on there?
yeah, that was good. Whoever's in charge of marketing over there, or if it's Infiltration himself, whatever. Good
Yeah,
choice.
that's really good.
It
but-
seems like they have it all under control.
Right. So Keto is going to the Chile ranking event, Never Give Up, that's coming up this weekend.
should give up. He's
That I
gonna-
mentioned in Santiago. And then also at the England Gaming Expo that I mentioned, GTO Akira says that K-Brad, Daigo, Nuki, Snake Eyes, Luffy, Bonchan, and Gamerbee are all scheduled to be there.
Yeah, that's this weekend, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be a premiere event, so
Oh,
that's
wow.
why a lot of them are going to be there, I imagine, so they can try to qualify without points. So
That's this weekend.
also, I just want to mention that rank.shoryuken.com/CPT is a really, really good site, because I was looking through there, and at first I looked at it, I was like, I don't know what all these colors mean. But like, I started like reading his explanations, and
It's
I forgot
great.
about something, but then like, it's very clear
Yeah,
who's
it's
qualifying
descriptive
right
and
now.
makes a
Awesome,
lot of
right?
sense.
It's
It's
super
really,
awesome.
really well done. So shout outs to Babo for his great work on that. So,
So-
definitely use that as a resource.
Like F-Champ is now in something? Or
Yeah, he's in,
I mean, why don't
he's in
look,
Capcom Cup.
hang on, why don't we just take a look at it? Right now?
Rank.shoryuken.com.
Yeah, we're getting down to the wire. It's getting pretty close, man.
Right.
This is gonna be like the time to go extra hard and try to get your way in and secure yourself a spot.
All right, sorry, it's rank.shoryuken.com/rankings/CPT.
Okay.
Is what it is. So if you go over here, so this is the global leaderboard that he has here. So right now, the guys in green are the ones that have already qualified. So Infiltration, Tokido, Gamerbee, Phenom,
That's through, like,
Shanghai,
premieres,
Momochi. Yeah, through premieres. And then all the people in blue are the people qualifying by points right now, which is Justin, Fudo, Julio, Daigo, Cien, Knuckle-Dew, Filipino Champ, Mago, Christacharian, and Haitani.
All right.
And yeah, and you can see right here, the points are kind of tight right here.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like
dude.
high
Oh,
winds
wow.
can get you into good places really quick.
Okay.
But what the cool thing about it is he's got the regional boards as well.
Okay.
He's got the regional board rankings here. And if they're in yellow, that means they're qualifying already by global, so they don't count. So the top two people, the top two highest points people per region qualifies, but the global qualification supersedes it.
Yeah.
So it's the top two people for each region who are not qualifying by global points.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So in this chart here, that means that the yellow people are qualifying by global. I think is what it is. Let me see. Yeah, they're qualifying by global. The people in green means they've already qualified, so they're out of the picture. So the top 2 in the Asia region will be Eita and Kazunoko.
As of right now, yeah.
As of right now.
How many more events is left before it?
Dude, yeah, seriously.
Wait, but Gamer B didn't qualify for Capcom Cup yet.
No,
yeah, he did.
he did,
He just did at Japan Cup.
Japan Cup. So he's in.
Japan Cup. He
What's
qualified.
the difference between green and yellow then?
So
Green
green
is
means you
Premier.
qualified
Yeah.
instantly, but
For-
yellow
via
means
Premier.
you're qualifying by the points in the global board.
Alrighty,
So that supersedes the points in the regional
sure.
board.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is if you go to the site and highlight the qualified area there, it'll tell you why they're qualified.
Right.
And you could probably piece it together for yourself.
But so the Asia region, Eita and Kazunoko are qualifying right now.
Wait, go back up. What happened? Oh, never mind. I thought there was a color on each design, but there's not.
Okay. And then in the Latin region, currently it's Berlinho and K-Brand.
Sick.
Broly and Ho.
Yeah.
Second place,
Europe
Lechat Neuer.
is CCL and Mr. Crimson.
Oh wow.
And in North America, currently it's Ricky Ortiz and XSK Samurai who are
Ooh.
qualifying in there. So there you go. Yeah, so Filipino champ is qualifying via global points now. So because he got those points at the as you see, he's right here because he just got the points, 128 points by winning Thunderstruck. Smart
Very
man.
strategic move.
Very,
That was
very
really
smart man.
strategic.
Genius.
Going
Strategy.
That's
Wipe
what a
them out.
Dawson player should do. Is play it lame while everybody's going over there. He's like, I'm gonna hang back here and just boom.
That is
there
what a
it is.
Dawson player
Genius.
does, yep.
That's what he should be doing.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's all I have for events. We're going to take another break and then come back and finish it off with some games and community stuff. All right, be right back, guys.
So, you know how California has a proposition that we're going to be voting on in November to make weed legal?
Yeah.
It's going to be fully legal because that's going to pass.
Because that's gonna pass.
It is. It's
You
on-
back in the
it's
game,
like
Dave?
way up in the.
Back in the game. Let's
Oh,
go.
it's never been my flavor. But how about this? You know how everybody gives out pot bonuses?
Well, I would take that as a pop bonus. But gee.
Why not bonus pot?
Yo, that'd be in there, dude. That'll be
Genius.
I'm telling you right now.
No, Colorado can already do that. Where's the Colorado major that gives out
Colorado
a pot
Cup?
bonus?
Dude, I stepped in
Literally
the
a
bathroom
pot
for 2
bonus.
minutes, and you guys start doing drugs and slanging pot, and
It's not for me, but I know many of my friends enjoy it.
Uh huh.
Alcohol is good enough for me.
There's 2 waters left. Who would like his waters?
I'm okay.
I will take one more. Wait, you said it's 2 or is it 1?
Actually, there's 1.
Go ahead, you can have it. It's cool.
Yeah, Northwest majors can already do it too.
Yeah.
If there's a tournament in San Francisco, they can effectively do it. But it's
Capcom Cup. Man, 2. I'm out of here in the bathroom for a minute. Just look what happens.
Well, David was just out here advocating, like, once the bill passes in California, that we should give, like, actual pot bonuses.
bonus pot.
Bonus pot is what he said. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Just saying.
We just got back from Seattle, where it is also legal there.
Indeed.
It was kind of weird. I was walking down the street, people were just blazing up, and I'm just like, Jesus, man. You guys have no morals. So, you know, I kind of pointed, made fun
Yeah,
of
that's
them a
what
little
Steve
bit.
sure said.
I
What a
mean, why
bunch of
not,
people.
dude?
As Steve walked down the street completely sober
Yeah,
and smoked 0 of the marijuana.
none at all.
A likely story.
I don't like it. I get weird and paranoid, so I never do it.
Cruise control, man.
I'm already too chilled out, dude. Think about it like this.
That's a sick answer.
Yeah, no, that's
No, look,
a great
this is
answer.
how I've always
I'm
thought
so
about it.
cool that I can't do it.
It's like a circle, right? And on the north of the circle, like just to the
This
east
is
of it.
stoner talk.
Yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
so stoner talk.
That's where you're like super calm, and then it goes all the way around the circle. You're getting less calm, more ragey, maximum ragey. But those two are actually right next to each other, man. So if I take If I take the cooler downer,
He sounded like Scooby or Shaggy.
Zoinks!
if I take the cooler downer, I'm just gonna go all the way around to the other side. That's
Ruh-roh.
the minus for me. Is I get weird and crazy.
I like how you put your head. You guys
Man,
can't see
Steve
it,
has some
but if
good
you had one of
stories
these
for you guys.
Wow.
The story
Crazy.
from Commonwealth
Man,
that was the craziest.
We're gonna talk about that later.
That was insane.
That was ridiculous. Anyways.
That was absurd. And Seglia, man, that guy, professional.
Oh man. Anyways.
I don't see what the problem with alcohol is. It seems like a
Yeah,
fine substance.
I don't get it either. And that's from someone who doesn't drink. I don't know.
Mr. Pure Body over here. He's
Pure body.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't drink either, but.
Video games
You
are
don't
a
have a tattoo
natural.
or anything either, huh?
Hi, alright.
Although,
pure body
you
over
know, funny thing is, growing up, I was like, I would never get a tattoo. Now I'm actually at the point I was like, yeah, I would get one. Like,
A tattoo, James,
Yeah.
you would.
What
no, I mean,
tattoo?
but seriously, like for me, that's like the real reaction. That's like a legit reaction. Seriously.
Oh man, you're totally right.
What?
Sigon, David has more chest hair than everyone on the panel combined. Yes.
Oh,
yeah, actually,
hell
that's
yeah.
probably true.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look, I mean, you have one Asian here, so I don't even count. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even add to the equation.
Like,
it's
I have-
really all up to Tasty
Sea
Cat
Dragon,
to be able
don't you tell people that.
Sea
That's
Dragon's
not
like-
cool.
Sea Dragon's like-
He's like, I told him to do drugs of evil. I legit always come.
Oh, yeah, he did say that.
Every time I saw him, I was like, what are you doing here? Why are you here right now?
He
It's
was at
like
the-
10 o'clock.
Sea Dragon was at the after hours saucy sweep for KI. You know, he's like 17. Steve's like, what are you doing here? It's midnight. Don't do any drugs. And then walks away with his alcohol. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? Responsible Steve.
I'm just saying, man.
Back here?
Let's come back.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
He definitely told him don't do
I
drugs.
was like, don't do drugs,
That's
kid.
good. That's good advice.
I just like picture that Capcom, the blue screen. Winners don't do drugs.
Yeah.
He just got third place at Evo. He's like
Did you
17.
what's that game? Narc? Was that?
Dude, it's all of them,
It was
dude. All
every
of them
game.
had
It
it.
had the
Like a
big
game
blue screen.
called-
Oh, there was a game called Narc, but
Yeah.
you killed all the drug lords and blew them apart like that. That was like made by the same company as Mortal Kombat because when you killed them, there would be like 3 arms flying
Oh,
out
yeah.
of people and stuff
Jeez.
like that. So, yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
What are we gonna talk about?
Before we come back, I want to do this once more time again.
Hit us with the donations and subscriptions.
Yeah, shout outs to Peter0611 for subbing for
Yay.
4 months now. And of course, Gamer LCD has subscribed.
Dang.
Shout outs to Gamer LCD. Thank you to all you guys out there. I need to watch that again. I think it's in the mail.
The Civil
Mine's
War?
yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Mine's
It's good.
coming in the mail, so. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the show. There have been some changes in one game, Killer Instinct.
That's correct.
The remake version, not the original.
Your face looks
Yeah, the
mad,
original
dude.
sucks. It needs
The
lots of
original
changes.
is garbage.
Yeah, it's really terrible.
Oh, God.
This one's pretty good.
Just a pile of garbage. But yeah, KI, the new one, had some changes.
Yeah, it had a big balance
Right.
patch.
And I know you've already done a big talk with Infiltration about
Yeah.
that, right? Have you uploaded it to YouTube yet?
In fact, James, it is live on YouTube right now.
Sweet, okay.
YouTube.com/SupermanSageM. Over there. I
Perfect.
think that's still the link to my YouTube. I think because I changed my name on YouTube to just be SageM. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it's just
Oh,
SageM.
okay.
But anyway, YouTube.com/SupermanSageM. You can go over there and check that out. I did a talk with Infilament, the guy who wrote the Killer Instinct guide. And we talked for a while about all the patch notes. So yeah, it still exists. There it is. It's up right now. It just got uploaded like a few minutes ago.
Yep, it's
Like
a
not
2 hour
3 hours.
long breakdown.
It is
So
2 hours.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's pretty long. We talk about all the patch changes. Like every character had notes all the way down. It's a super big patch for KI. It's going to shake things up a lot, and it's been kind of in the waiting for a while. This is
okay.
one of those things that's been talked about. So I think things are going to be shook up a bit, and it's good. It's a good patch. Ognos got the cool, all right. Tusk got some cool changes, and Ognos got some cool
Projectile
changes.
invulnerability.
Yeah,
Looking
you
forward
saw
to
that,
the
and he
next
also has
Tusk,
Skull
yes.
Splitter.
Yeah, causing explosions and whatnot.
That's so cool looking. Oh.
I haven't seen it.
It's
That sounds
also
super cool.
so he comes down with the Skull Splitter, which is his air move that was useless before, and it like creates a bunch of explosions that get rid of projectiles, and then you can shadow cancel that when you land too. So you can just be like, yeah, let me just come down and hit the ground with my sword, and explosions fly out that destroy projectiles, and then shadow through. and it's like super cool.
That's cool setup.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, so how's the general public reception been so far, or has it been just too new?
Pretty good. People seem pretty happy so far. Some people want more stuff for their characters.
Of
They're
course.
Like,
No,
why
I
do
mean,
my
yeah,
character-
I mean, look, that's standard. That's
Why did my
standard.
character
Right,
not get
right,
buffed?
uh-huh.
I'm not good, so my
the
character
better-
needs more
The
things.
better question is, how's the reception been from everybody that's not about their own character?
No, it seems pretty positive so far. Most
Okay,
people
that's
seem
good.
pretty happy with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good
The
stuff.
patch is pretty big. It's a pretty sizable patch. Like, there's not really system stuff, but a lot of the characters got changed
Right.
in pretty big ways. So it's definitely one of those ones that you have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and just look at everything and see what you
You
think.
know what? I like the. I was looking through the patch notes. I love the fact that they had patch notes, and then all of a sudden there's like in parentheses like, look,
Dude.
we were thinking about trying to do it this way.
That was cool.
This was our idea for why we did this. It might
That's
not
actually
work.
pretty smart.
It might not work. Let us know. We'll change it.
All right,
You know,
so
I
let
like
me
that.
let me tell you about those notes. I told them that they were genius. I was like, you guys have to, because you know League of Legends, when they do their patches, they put the notes in there.
Right.
So I told Keats, I was like, you guys should do this, and they did it once, and then they were like, we explain why we nerf stuff, and then people still come in there like, why would you nerf this? And they're like, it's in the patch notes. Why did you not read it? And he's like, why should we even do this? I was like, Keats, trust me. This is a good thing to do. And
It
he's
is
like,
a good thing to
he's
do.
like, it is a good thing to do. And it's super useful, right? When you read all
Yeah.
these changes, that you get the ideas. There's even some changes where they're like, yeah, we're not sure if this is too
Right.
much or too little, so we'll adjust it as you see fit. Like, give us your feedback, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's
super
cool.
great.
It's very
There are some cool
interactive.
changes.
Yeah.
Is there anything that jumped out to you as something that would change a character more the most, or?
I can tell you who I think is going to be strong in this patch.
Okay.
Based on everything. So the characters that stand out to me as real buff this patch, Arya, I think is probably the best character. Because there's all these characters I felt were like at about this level, and everybody besides her got changes that I feel like dropped them. But
Okay,
Arya
okay.
just had a little change.
Right.
So I think Arya is going to be super strong. I think Mira is going to be super strong this patch. Rash and Omen I also think are really good this patch.
Right.
Like up there, super strong. And I think Jago Full War stay up there is super
Okay.
powerful as well.
What do you think about Arbiter? They changed this. You need like 3 bullets for
Right.
the loops.
So the issue with Arbiter before, right, is that he was like kind of supposed to be the similar design to like Spino, where he's like really powerful Vortex character, but should have weak neutral and weak defense.
Uh-huh.
But he was a super powerful Vortex character with amazing neutral and,
And good
really
defense,
good defense.
yeah,
Yeah, because his reversals are so strong.
Grenade was also really good.
So they changed that, and now he's kind of similar to Spinal, where he's resource heavy but has good Vortex once he gets going.
And then
So-
also the other thing I noticed too is half the patch notes felt like was idle.
Yeah, that character got a lot. And you know what's crazy? I still think he's one of the better characters.
Really? Okay.
Still
okay,
think he's
okay.
a good character for
Like
sure.
half of the patch notes total was idle, and half of his patch notes were like jump heavy punch.
I know, really.
What a degenerate normal that was.
Yeah, that normal was pretty
I
wild.
played against a lot of jump normals, and I couldn't think of a jump normal in any game that was better than that I've played. It's really hard to think of a better
I think
jump
he's
right.
right, to be
hard.
honest,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
The
hard.
only closest is probably Injustice Scorpion Jump 1 before they nerfed it. That's like the only thing I can think of where it was instant overhead, it hit on the way up, like
Okay.
was super powerful. That's like the closest thing I can think to that normal.
All right. Well, I mean, if you guys want to learn a lot more details about the patch notes, you can look for them or go to youtube.com/SupermanSayJam. Check out his video and listen to him and Infilament, 2 of the smartest guys about Killer Instinct, discuss what they feel like the changes are gonna do.
Yeah, we talk about each character, and then we talk about their changes, and then we spend like another minute or two just being like, this is where we think they are in
Nice.
the patch now. So yeah, check it out.
September 22nd. New Street Fighter patch comes out, Yurian comes out, and a lot more stuff that actually makes the game feel almost kind of more complete.
Yeah, it's like a complete video game.
More
It's
stage,
getting close.
more stage
Almost.
transitions. Those stats are finally going to work.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks like we're almost got a complete game on our hands.
Dailies are going to be implemented, and now
To me, that's one of the biggest things.
yeah,
That was-
uh-huh.
I was so disappointed that they didn't do that, knowing that they had all been playing Hearthstone specifically to research that kind of thing.
What?
Yeah,
'cause Hearthstone
they had been
has
playing.
it.
Yeah, Hearthstone has dailies.
Yeah,
where you,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's like daily
Uh-huh,
challenges.
uh-huh.
Play as this class, whatever. How many wins? And they were all playing.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure, like they're gonna be doing dailies. They're gonna learn those lessons, you know.
And not only that, but they're
Like they did,
upgrading
but 7 months later.
season passes to get the costumes.
That's
and
sick.
when you get the costumes, You get all the colors now.
Yeah.
You don't have to unlock the colors for all the DLC costumes and such.
pretty great.
And now you can buy all the other colors if you don't feel like doing survival mode. You can actually just buy the colors straight up. So they're doing a lot of cool things in there. But of course, one of the most important additions to that patch is Mr. Yurian.
Yeah. Final
And,
DLC character for Season 1.
They had a trailer come out for him, and then they had the Winner Stays On. They got to mess with him, and they did also, the Street Rider, I think it was, got to do one of those character breakdown things of him. And he looks sick.
He looks super
He
cool.
looks really cool.
Yeah, he does.
I was watching them today, and I guess they get to make like little montage videos of like the combos that they find, and then they get to mess with them a little more. Yurian has some really sick looking combos.
Dude, he has some sick looking
really
stuff.
does.
Yeah.
Man, it looks really cool.
You also saw they revealed what the secret costume was, right? Which was
no.
so the winner of last year's Capcom Cup, Kazunoko, got to design a character, and they asked, "What character you want to do?" And Kazunoko's like, "I want to design a character for Nikali."
Yeah.
So he picked
Because he wanted to do
Nikali.
Super Saiyan to call
Yeah,
it.
Sick.
It does
and
look
he
pretty
did, he did like
ridiculous.
samurai costume
Yeah.
Nikali, and so GTO Akira actually asks a funny question. So who, if the winner gets to always make a costume, who would we like to see win this year and make a costume? See, like I'm scared. Like if Gamer B won, he would make a B costume for somebody. You know?
That would be awesome.
He totally would do that too.
That would be
Yeah, he would
lame.
totally do that. I think you're right. He totally would do that. Or he'd make them make a Twitch outfit or something. A Twitch B on Nikali.
I bet if Infiltration won, you know how into the ladies he is? I bet he would make some kind of costume where there's a skimpy outfit on an attractive lady.
He sure would.
Maybe jury.
I would think we might finally
What,
get
you-
one of
I mean,
those.
you think they
Yeah.
would finally? Yeah, they would.
We might
they'd be
finally
willing
get
to
one of
Capcom
those.
would never cross that line.
We'll see.
But you
we'll
know
see.
what? I mean, if they made that, I mean, wouldn't you think that would be banned from like ESPN or something like that?
Just
So-
imagine
It
if
could.
they,
What
just
a
imagine
controversy.
if they said the winner gets to design their own outfit. Infiltration would be unstoppable. You'd be like, yo, you get to design a character outfit for anyone you want. You're like, anybody? Back to the lab. Like, you will
Dude,
not see this dude from
Seriously,
Capcom
like,
Cup.
like they should do it. Like, so I remember like in Cross Tekken when they let you color your own characters, everyone would just make like the all red character. It was just like super gross.
Yeah.
Someone's probably gonna like. So I could imagine someone like Infiltration just do that.
Well-
I'm gonna make Shadow Charlie, and it's gonna be like.
Time to dust off the old playing gloves and get
Yeah.
back. Make sure we have all red glowing Zangief.
Yeah.
That sounds like a big
Actually,
pile of
You know
nonsense.
what I would do?
There you go,
is
red
I would
glowing
do,
Zangief.
what was it called? The infrared
Infrared-
costume
oh,
from
the-
Scorpion?
Oh, the one from
in
Mortal
Kombat
Kombat?
X, which is the worst costume in
Ever.
any game ever.
It should not be legal to
and
play.
it is the best.
It's so
it's
garbage.
so great.
It's so bad.
So great.
I would like to see Cien win, because I would really curious what he would come up with. He'd either do something super skimpy, because he always posts like girl videos on GIFs and on Twitter, or do something super sick with Fang, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
If he
I think
decides
come
to
up
stick with that
something
character.
You can't make
I
it
feel like
look
he's sticking
cool.
with that
cool. I think
character.
you can.
That's a challenge. I want to see that.
He's a genius. He could do it.
You know,
Alright.
Fang looks cool. I think Fang
Or
looks
Mago.
What-
Mago would come up with something hilarious, actually. I feel like.
What do you guys think of Yurian so far, though? I mean, outside the fact that he looks cool, I mean, like,
cool.
anything
He
that
has
you
really
noticed?
interesting options.
I didn't get to see the video, so Logan kept talking about it. It looked like there was like a back throw into Aegis that would like OTG
you
them
can
or something.
you can do throw and then you set out Aegis and they'll bounce off of it and you can actually get a combo. So you can do
Off
throw.
of his throw.
Yeah, like they wake up if they don't block, they bounce and you can combo into super.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So it's like a meaty.
It's super mean.
So you-
And it's
Capcom
only-
probably saw it and was like, oops.
They were doing
That's
like
probably what they want.
They
Yeah.
were doing a lot of like bounce back. It was legitimately looked like Third Strike.
Right.
So it was a bunch of bounce back where you could set up shields right next to each other. They had them where they were doing like crouching strong, bounce, crouching strong, bounce, chop,
Standing
step,
strong moves.
super. It was
Dude, he
crazy.
looks like he's gonna be fun.
Doesn't
He
fun.
looks like he's gonna be
Crush
fun.
counter,
so-
chop.
creative.
Oh man.
Yeah, it looks like there could be some fun stuff with him. His zoning also looked better than I thought it would. His fireballs look good. So
Okay.
I'm kind of interested in messing with him just because of that.
No, obviously he has the suit on, right?
Also, they should do it before it comes out.
Oh, okay.
Before
okay,
combos,
okay.
yeah. Before
Oh,
combos.
okay, okay.
So it's yeah.
So here's the question.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Did he? What was the blocking sound? Was it normal blocking
I
sound?
don't know.
I couldn't
Didn't
hear
hear
it.
it.
I
Because
couldn't
the thing
hear
is,
it.
he has a suit on, right? Like if it was like a normal blocking sound with the suit on, but then when he got naked, like it made the metal sound then, But I mean, it should just be metal the whole time.
Dude, you really think Capcom cares enough to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
This
Maybe
is a
in
weird
another
spot.
7 months, friends.
Yeah, maybe a year from now.
But you know what? The encouraging thing was, so Hans actually, you know, they asked him some questions, they talked about some stuff, and he did talk about the fact that they are going to try to make, like, it sounded like that they're looking into some aesthetic stuff as well, so hopefully it's not just
Ken?
going to be, oh, if they could fix Ken's face.
And Alex?
I was about to say, dude, just give me classic Alex. I'll be so happy.
Can you
That would
say
be
at ease, loser?
At ease, loser.
That would be sick. I prefer that.
This Alex seems so much more like too pushy for me. I don't know what it is. I always felt like he was like on the lax side of being crazy.
Yeah.
In the
You know what I
circle,
mean?
of this
Did
part
you-
of the circle?
Yeah.
Did you
Not like the other side of
Did
the
you
circle?
read? Did you read his story thing? Like they were talking about his story from Street Fighter V. Is like he's like basically living out of like a trailer
Yeah.
car or something.
That's his
He
truck
doesn't-
that stopped.
He doesn't know what he's doing in life, but that's why in story mode when he meets Dhalsim, that's what sends him down the path to getting to where he is in Third
Interesting.
Strike. And I was
Oh,
like, that
okay.
doesn't sound like Alex at all to me. So,
definitely
but-
I thought he had some other mentor already. Like
yeah, he does that like Tom or something
Tom,
like that.
something.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
whatever.
I'm disappointed for Alex that he came out as the first DLC. Because I think if it had been the opposite, that Yurian would have come out all janky and like his
Yeah.
elbow would have been backwards or something. He would have had some wild V skill, you know,
He
it's
would
totally useless.
go to do Aegis and it flies out behind him or
Yeah.
something. It's like, oh, well, you know.
Crazy.
And it's pretty like obvious to tell now that like the later characters were
He
designed.
shoots a fireball and he's doing this.
Where's the rest of his
Alex,
arm? Like,
I hope they fix Alex. Just fix his legs. Like,
Yeah,
please
come
just
on.
fix his
I
legs.
feel like they're way too committed to
Every
fix his
time he-
legs. I
every
feel
time
like
I
they're
look at
so.
His style until he met Dhalsim and Dhalsim
Yeah,
taught
and,
him
like,
to stand
and
correctly.
straighten his
Exactly.
legs around.
And why?
He actually used yoga to fix his spine. That's why they like each other.
So I guess there's gonna be a new patch coming out also for King of Fighters 14 pretty
Yeah,
soon.
thank God. Man, that character is so
Who?
stupid. Her, Nakaruru, that character.
You play
dumb.
K-Dash.
Dumb.
Yeah, don't you play
Doesn't-
K-Dash?
Nope.
Do you play
dumb.
No,
dumb
K-Dash is
and dumb.
ridiculous.
Come on.
No, K-Dash is good, but there are things you can tweak. Two things, and you're like, you know what? He's bearable.
Okay,
but
alright,
her,
fine.
Oh, dude, that character.
He's a serial down player.
No,
Hey,
I mean, look.
no.
Dude, all I'll
No,
say
he
about
was a
K-Dash, the
serial
only
I
thing
think you're
I'll
probably right though. K-Dash is just a couple of tweaks.
He's
only-
he's like a few
significant tweaks.
The
Yeah.
only thing that I say about every time I see K-Dash, I feel like Bryan Singer likes K-Dash and he turned Quicksilver into K-Dash.
Oh my
Because Quicksilver looks exactly like
No,
him.
that's true.
Yeah, he
Man,
looks exactly
yeah.
like him. Like every time I see it, I'm like, are they the same character?
Does that
But-
make you like K-Dash less?
A little. No. They're not connected at all. It's okay.
Well, you don't like
You escaped
Quicksilver?
one.
Who's your team in KOF right now?
It's Banderas / Angel, K-Dash Yuri.
Oh, so you have a
This
cheap
game,
team.
this game is fun. I've
Okay,
been
it
playing.
is
I've been
fun.
playing it a lot.
I feel like zoning is more viable in this game than in
It's-
Street Fighter V.
dude,
And that's crazy.
Right.
I
Dude,
never would have thought that's the case,
like,
but it is.
my team I pick because I always pick because of aesthetic rather than playstyle, right? So I have Kenso and like Yuri, and like they are way more like, well, Yuri's pretty rushed down, but Kenso's like super
Kenso,
zony.
yeah.
He's super zony, and it's just really weird. And I tried to play him a little rushed down, and I was like, wait, this zoning works really well with this character.
Yeah,
So-
it's definitely it makes you feel a lot more in control. Characters like Mian, who legitimately only does
Dude,
this.
Mian is just a
What a
cool-
fun character.
Legit does this the entire time.
So
but they
great.
came out at TGS and they said they know for a fact that they left a couple of things in the game
I see.
that were
Yeah.
broken. So Mian, her bird beating every projectile in the game.
Yeah, being super.
They already said
They,
that
they
was
said
not-
they said basically it was almost kind of like, look, we're not balancing 50 characters. We're gonna throw it out there, see how it goes, and then we'll come out with a patch. So
So will Mian not be able to do infinite dive kicks?
Who knows?
'Cause, like,
I
look,
feel like they're
interesting
gonna have to.
design.
I'm
they're
saying
gonna have to stop her. from
Mien
doing it.
is
I don't
what
know.
I was
I like her.
hoping Tanya would have been
Yeah.
in Mortal Kombat
Right.
when they had Dragon Naginata and she was doing all these cool stuff in the air. You had to play this risky game in the air. And then I was like, just nerf her ground stuff.
Right.
And then they nerfed all her air stuff.
Complete opposite.
Yeah, they definitely toned it down.
Very silly. But yeah, that's what I hope they keep for Mian. If they tone down other stuff, I don't even think she's that oppressive otherwise. But if they tone that stuff down,
they fixed something on her landing recovery where it's like it takes a little more. Or was it? Oh no, that was mine. I apologize. At first they made it so she had a little more recovery and you could roll and punish her a little harder. But now it's even worse because in instances, even with Nakamura and her, you legit get walking forward animation and you have to block the other way. Right. It's really weird. So.
Yeah, dude, with Mian, like, you can roll underneath any of those. Like, in a game that has so much mobility, I don't think that's terrible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's not impossible to beat, but, like, I'm telling you right now,
really good.
not playing KOF and then seeing that, you're going to be like, it's so hard to do.
I really do also hope that they do change some of the things, like, so I mean, obviously some of the ranking is kind of messed up. They're not obeying the region and they're not obeying the connection settings very well. Also, another thing is like you can wait for matches in training mode like every other game, but it's literally menu, pick training mode. Now you're in training mode, you play training mode, challenge, and after the match is over, you're put back to that front menu where you have to pick training mode again, then go back to training mode.
Oh, that sucks.
Little things like that I hope they fix, as well. But I mean, it sounds like doing a lot of stuff. They want to do harsher penalties for rage quitters, etc. So, again, I'm really enjoying the game so far. I'm liking it far more than I thought I was going to.
Same.
So
I'm currently playing my same 13 team, which was King, Maxima, and Daimon.
You're definitely a Maxima player.
Yeah, dude, obviously. But in 13, I tried like Billy and I tried King and so I tried some zoning type characters and I was like, this didn't work how I wanted to. But I really like King's options so far, and Mian is super fun, and even Nakoruru, like. I feel like she can. Obviously, they're gonna nerf her.
They're gonna nerf the shit out of her.
I hope that they don't nerf like the sort of zoning aspects of her.
Oh no, yeah.
Those are really fun.
She actually looks, and I kind of feel like she plays like a Sam Show character, where it's just like swipe block. All right, we're going back into this game. Like she plays like that, and there are other characters that kind of play like that, but she's the only character I feel like that plays exactly like the game she's from, and still fits really well in the system. So I think that's really cool. So.
Okay. Well, more games, more patches. Tekken 7.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Tekken 7 Faded Retribution receives title update. Here's the change log. The change log is doing it.
I didn't realize
they nerfed all the damage on all the rage arts. Yeah.
It's absurd patch notes.
Yeah.
It's so long.
And they changed all the backdash distances and speed, so all of them are universal now. Yeah.
Universal backwalk and backdash.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna stick. In all honesty speaking, only because like they've been really good at doing these balance changes and then either reverting or changing again. So
it definitely looks like they're testing stuff.
Yeah, it's just I feel like because they still have they also Master Raven is in this build now, and she's sick.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, she is so sick, but she has like some
really cool.
Dude, that character is ridiculous. I'm considering playing with that character. That's how sick she is. But of course they got like a lot of like small glitch stuff where they're definitely gonna fix, and those are some of the things they're really good at like sniffing stuff out like that and just nipping it in the bud. So
okay.
And it's like you said, it's a bunch of character like specific changes as well. So
yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I mean, I like the fact that they keep tweaking it. But the other big news that's coming out.
Oh god, it's so sick. All right, go ahead.
The other big news about it is that they said that starting in December, every round 1 location is going to have a Tekken 7 in the United States.
Whoa.
I hope that's the most current Tekken 7 and not Tekken 7 vanilla.
There's no way that they're going to give them Tekken 7
yeah.
as opposed to Tekken 7 FR. It's not possible. There's no way that's going to happen.
If they give them vanilla Tekken 7, that would be whack.
It'd be useless, right?
Yeah.
Everyone,
why
no one
bother?
would play it. No one would play
I hope
it.
it's
And in
the
fact,
most current build.
round 1 would be mad because it was like you just gave me this crappy version. No one's going to come out and play it.
It's going to be on
definitely
whatever the cab is called, right? Like the connected cab, or that's called.
The thing is about it is like
has to be updated, right?
Most of those are done, and on top of that, to even play Tekken 7, they have a currency system that you have to buy credits. So you can't just buy it. You have to buy the game and then you buy credits to play the game. So there's no way you can charge them for an old game. It's not possible. But whatever the case is.
Okay.
Also, that's right. So someone found out that KO 14, you know what, King of Fighters 14 has a bug I don't even think it's going to be new. I'm sure they'll patch it out, but it has the digital pad problem where if you hold two directions, you block mix-ups. You block mix-ups. So that's going to be a problem for a little. That's not going to last long. That'll get patched out.
Yeah, you fix that pretty easily.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. If it was an old game before patching days, we would be like, well, no more left-right mix-ups, but you know, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Also, apparently Yomi Gaming's Michelangelo got a chance to play Injustice 2 at GameStop Expo.
I saw him there. I saw him and Katana probably.
Okay.
Oh,
and I guess he had some impressions. I haven't been able to listen to it or read it or anything like that. I don't know if you guys saw anything about it or nothing.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
No, his future, you know, he didn't play Injustice at all. He played MK9 and was a really good player. Didn't play Injustice at all.
He played it for a little while and then kind of gave it up.
Like, almost instantly.
Yeah.
And then he immediately came back to MKX and he was really good.
Yeah.
And I remember asking him why, and he was like, I'm a Mortal Kombat player. Like, I'm not a fighting... Like, he did say this. He said, I'm a Mortal Kombat player. But that implies, like, I'm not a fighting game player.
Right.
I just like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he's just a Mortal Kombat player.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but,
no.
you know.
I hope he plays Injustice, though.
But also, Virtua Fighter 5 Showdown, Final Showdown, has been added to the Xbox One's backward compatibility list.
That's actually
So
pretty sick.
if you have that, you can play that over there.
On Xbox One, yeah.
On Xbox One, if you have an Xbox One.
Which
For
you
those like 7 lucky people out there who have an Xbox One, you know.
I got a free Xbox One recently.
I know. So
How's that going for you?
Well, you'll have to ask whoever bought it off.
That's the proper answer.
I forgot to change the subject to games, but we're moving on to community here right now. So this is really interesting. The Reddit group Street Fighter, our Street Fighter, has decided to do this like sponsorship thing, where basically you can nominate people who you feel like are good members of the FGC, who have a good personality, who are really good, that need to stream more and be more be more seen, be more public. And they're having this whole thing where once they figure that out, then everyone's going to basically, pool money together so that they can buy better streaming equipment for the guys so they can stream more. And so I know they were taking nominations recently. I don't know how far along they are in this process, but it sounds really interesting.
It's a very cool idea.
Yeah, it is a really cool idea. Frankly, I mean, I think that they should sponsor us and so we can actually get real equipment here and stuff like that. So,
There's probably people who
no, yeah, for sure, of course. But yeah, no, I think it's a really, really cool idea.
Seems smart. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
Give some proper exposure to these people who.
Check it out.
Yeah, so they're going to
Reddit.com/r/Street Fighter.
That's right. They're going to plan to sponsor Blair by giving them hardware to stream on, assistance setting the stream, and public exposure by giving the stream prominence on the R Street Fighter Reddit. So the sign-up phase starts on September 14th. Doesn't have any dates on when it ends, but very cool stuff. So shout-outs to that community there for doing a great job. Also, you know that Red Bull's doing cultivation episodes for Leffen right now. Episode 3 just came out where he actually returns to North America, and so check that out.
Okay.
Just look up Red Bull Cultivation. You should be able to find that. Novel Tataki is still making some Killer Instinct guides.
Yep.
So he came out with a new mini KI guide. This is episode 2, and he talks about the unique combo structure. I haven't seen.
I got to see the first episode.
Oh, okay.
It was cool.
Okay, so he has a second one which talks about the combo system in KI. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to see it, but he's made a lot of great content for Guilty Gear already, so I trust that this is same quality of stuff for him.
Another system-heavy, complicated game.
Yeah. And then also some little bits of hardware news. Arc System Works has a limited edition Guilty Gear Exit Revelator arcade stick that you can find at
It's
Arcade
like
Shop.
this big looking.
Yeah.
I actually know
It was,
somebody
huge.
in Texas that has one, oddly enough, but they got it elsewhere. But it's definitely there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how.
Well, you're part of Arcade Shock, right? So
Yeah.
we should have one here.
Says
so we can
regretful.
show it.
Yeah, I guess I'm part of Arcade Shock.
I just felt like you were gonna ask or something,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He immediately did.
Yeah.
But also, if you were a joystick creator from a long time ago, you know about Toodle's Cthulhu board, which basically was a super easy to mod little PCB board that lets you hook it up to all sorts of consoles.
That's what I
and
have in
such.
my stuff.
Looks like it's being brought back for at Paradise Arcade Shop. So if you are into still building your own joysticks, this is something that you might want to look into. Again, the original one that he had was super easy to mod. Like everything was just all like set up for you. So I'm assuming that this one's going to be set up for all the current consoles now. Because of course the old one was for PS3 and Xbox 360. So
I got to use this.
oh, you did get to use it. Oh, sick.
I got to use it some Wednesday Night Fights. Yeah, I got to mess with it a little bit.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty neato. Not sure how much I'm saying about it since it's not out yet. But I got to mess with it a bit, and yeah, I was a fan. I thought it was pretty easy to mess with, and felt good.
Cool.
Yeah. So, can't wait to see how it comes out.
All I have for community news.
All right.
Let's-
Anything to ramble on about?
That's about it, probably, right? Do you
Somebody
have
wanted
something?
us to do No Shave November, as if it would be a contest between us as to who would win.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm already doing No Shave November. This is the best
How's
I'm
that
gonna
going
get
for
to
you,
be.
James?
This is the best I'm getting at this point in time.
I don't like growing out my beard super long anyway. Like, I like it at this length, and I just trim it. Because I feel like if you grow it super long, it gets...
Yeah, it gets annoying.
I don't like
it
the
becomes,
face.
It becomes a
Yeah,
bit much.
I'm with you, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, if you let it last long enough, it's not itchy anymore.
Right, no, I don't get the
But
itchy
you have
face.
to like barrel through that
Yeah.
itchy phase, and it's annoying. And even after that, you have to take such good care of this area here, because literally it prevents you from moving. Like,
Yep.
to go like this becomes tough, and so people who have long beards, they have to trim underneath.
And you have to clean up the neckline constantly, and like all this kind of stuff.
I'm
It's
getting
really
the cut
tough.
tomorrow, and
In November, I will probably trim it once, and that's it. And that'll be my no shave November.
I don't like not shaving for long periods of time, because then my body hair connects from my
Oh,
head
God, that's
all
gross.
the way down
You
south.
become a Sasquatch?
Right,
Oh,
right on
dude.
through this territory
That is
here.
tough.
Right on through.
not have that
Bigfoot,
issue.
ultra Bigfoot Dave. That's what.
Look, man, you know what's funny? My girlfriend recently, she was like, hey, she like pointed out some hair on my body. It was like, I think I was growing a unibrow or something, and she was like, you're gonna take care of that, right? And I was like, I guess, but you know I'm gonna end up as an old Jew one day, right? Like, that's where my story ends. With hair everywhere.
Wrap
the
the
end
story
of my
up.
tale.
And
Yeah,
it's just
so-
a dog, like a puff face.
Out of my ears, I gotta, that's, dang,
Oh no, man.
that's her future.
I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna actually cut this off and just go back to, mustache, goatee.
Have I ever seen you with a clean
I don't think
face
I've ever seen
before?
it like that. Yeah.
That's how we met. I guarantee you, because I've never tried to maintain this
Really?
before I moved
Okay.
out to the West Coast. So.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like what I have right now, even if I let it grow, it'll just be here and it'll just be here. I cannot grow, except for like 2 spots right there I can grow.
That's
You can grow dimple beard?
Yeah, basically. Dimple. Dude, I never, is that a
Dimple
thing?
beard?
I don't think so.
That's amazing. I'm going to do that.
You could work on it.
Yeah, I'm just
Why
going to
don't
like,
you
grow
only
out this,
grow out
like,
the
this,
dimples.
this hair like sticking out like this. dude.
That sounds genius.
You look,
Okay.
you look like an actual catfish.
That's how you should look at. You should let it
You
go.
would turn into
That
a
would be
catfish.
Jimmy
You-
Catfish
Jimmy-
Mouth.
You'd be
Jimmy
taking
Fishmouth.
on your true form
Jimmy
as
Catfish
Jimmy
Mouth.
Fishmouth.
Here's what you do: you let it grow out all of November, and then Capcom Cup heads out in December, and that's when he's got things on his face. Boom, December dimple beard.
Boom. Alrighty.
You look like Seaman. That's exactly what you look like. Oh my god. It's the old Dreamcast game?
Dude, you guys don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
He, I mean,
Oh, there's
he's
no
too-
way this guy did.
Yeah, he's too. Dude, Sage-Man doesn't know anything about Seaman, okay? So.
Do you know what a Dreamcast is?
Yeah,
man, let
no,
me
yeah,
show
no,
you
no.
that.
I know what a Dreamcast is. You hang it above your bed.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
Native
And
American
catch
thing,
his
right?
dreams, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, I know about. Everybody knows about that, you rookie.
Stupid me. That's right.
Fair enough.
Can't get one over on this guy.
Heyo. Alright, well, thanks
Seam.
for joining us. I wish I had done that better. It's just,
You're
Same.
tired, dude. It's late. It's
if I
late.
could only
you
go
know
back
what?
in time and remake that seam joke.
Oh, you're still mad about that one, huh? Yeah, that's fine. Not. I mean, it's like when all of us try to do Segway stuff. It just doesn't work, right?
Seems like it's the end of the show.
Only the master. Only the master.
I hope that you all have a good night.
Ugh.
But
How's
this
that?
weekend, definitely check out Tasty Jam as well as Rip. They're all
Wizard
gonna
World.
be at Wizard World this weekend. Yeah, so definitely check that out. It should be fun stuff. All right, and lots of other cool events. So peace out, everybody.